To the show, NevEd. This is Bridge the Gap. My name is Holden Stephan Roy, and this is where we talk to interesting people such as yourself, and we go through your life story a little bit. We extract some
Word,
knowledge nuggets, and we get a sense of who you are and what
word,
you
no doubt.
do in
Glad to
life and whatnot.
glad to be here first and foremost.
Nah, it's my pleasure to
Appreciate
have
your
you.
time. And shouts to Ghostface Miller for the hookup.
Shout out Ghostface Miller. Indeed, he's all like, we be trying to get him on the show, and he's like, "Fuck me, I want you to interview Neve." And I'm like,
No, but
fair.
he really should be on the show though.
Everybody agrees with
He
you.
really should
Of
be.
like I know Ismail's here, and Ismail agrees with you. The only one who disagrees seems to be Ghostface, but that's what it is. Can't make him. I can't tell him that, but y'all can keep telling him that, and then
Yeah.
inevitably he'll change his mind, and we can get him to come do it. But we have you here for now, and in order to do this
I will
right,
do for the time being.
nah, you're wonderful. I'm excited to talk to everybody. Everybody's got a story. Everybody's life is interesting. It's just a matter of getting people to talk about the interesting things in their life, right?
Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
so like to start off with, I don't know that many people from Pennsylvania, so
Word.
already it's a whole new world for me. But if you could just let us know a little bit, because my opening
Sure,
question
man.
is gonna come in a second, but in order for it to like land correctly, we do need to know where you start your life. Do you like start in Pennsylvania, or is it somewhere
Yeah.
else?
I'm 21 years old. Um, I was pretty much entirely born and raised in PA. Um, I lived for a short period of time in Arizona. But thankfully we moved back here. Uh, you
That's
know,
cool.
pretty, had a relatively had a pretty good childhood, good easy, upbringing, nothing
We about to go
crazy.
into your
We live
childhood a
in
little bit though.
suburban. I currently live in the suburban wilderness, as I like to put it. But
We'll get into all that. So to start this off though, my first question's a bit of a story. So I'm gonna talk for a couple minutes, and then when it lands, you'll be able to answer however you want. We'll start to like go through it.
sure.
Um, and it all starts off with my girlfriend. And one time she's sitting there and she's washing the dishes, and she's got her phone out, and she's playing this Black Eyed Peas song. I got a feeling. Ooh. And she vibing, she dancing, she doing her little dishes washing. And I look at her and I have this thought, and I'm like, when the fuck did this song become chores music? Right? Like, because for me at least, right? You could run this shit back 10, 11 years. I'm in the clubs. Everybody's super drunk. We're dancing in circles. This is like the highlight of the night song. This is like the DJs know you play this, it's going down song. Then 10, 11 years goes by. I've been doing this for about a year. So now it's 11 years goes by. And she's like, we're listening to it. She's doing the chores, and I'm like, say a word. The song's changed. Like the song hasn't changed, right? Because songs don't
Hmm.
change. There's songs,
Yep.
but our lives evolved in such a way where all of a sudden it's like this song went from being this crazy party vibe to a song we put on when we're doing really boring shit like working out or work or
Yeah.
whatever, to go back to that party vibe inside of our minds. And that's just kind of what happens. So it's like wild to me. Like people your age have no idea that when you bump in whatever you bump in, this is your
Hmm.
future dishes washing music, bro. That's what it is for life. And what
My
you don't
dish.
know is when we find out what you're listening to, it becomes our dishes washing music because
Yeah.
yo, that's just kind of what happens. The fun shit turns into that stuff over time as we all get older, and as life rolls on, music has this place and it evolves over time. And it got me thinking about how as musicians we're all like evolving too. Like we don't stay in the same place. We get older, things change. And it got me thinking about the stories that we hear from people and how they all seem to start at the same place. This adolescent phase when you start forming your identity. It'll be like, I started
Right.
listening to rap at this point, or I started doing this mixing at this point, or I got my first table at this point. But really,
Right.
music's one of these ethereal things that's always around us. Like you could run that back, like I'm like to like being born. And the very first
Hmm.
thing that
Yeah.
probably happens is there's some song playing in the room you're in. You don't know about it, but it's being absorbed by you. Like I can remember being 4 or 5 years
It's
old.
energy, man.
We all up inside the place in Montreal in the little apartment. My dad's got all those gray boxes, the preamp, the amp, the radio, the this, the that, right? And they're all strung together with the fucking wires, and they're going out to all these speakers and shit. It would take them like 20 minutes to set this up. And we'd bumping his like Led Zeppelin tapes and things like that throughout the daytime. And at night it would be like club music straight from Montreal coming live up the clubs and whatnot. And it created these vibes. My mom, she liked discos and musicals and love songs and a whole different things. But all of this was
Mhm.
kind of what I was stuck listening to. I had no control over the music or the sounds. It was what was being played, and I was just absorbing it. And then one day, I break free and I got my own taste. But nobody ever talks
Yeah.
about that really young part. So I was
Right.
hoping you could bring us back to the
Hell yeah,
youngest
absolutely.
NevEd you can remember being and tell us a little bit about what it sounded like to be you. And keep in mind that a lot of us be mad old by comparison to you. Like, I'm
Yeah. I mean,
13
no.
years older than you. So
Yeah.
your
I
growing
mean, it's
up
all good, man.
experience is wildly different than mine. And I would
Right.
love to hear more about just how it is to be growing up in a YouTube era.
Hell yeah. Well, I would say, I would say, I was born in 2000, so I didn't really start because I never since I can't really, since I have my visual impairment, I can't see. So, I wasn't really on the internet super early. I really started getting on the internet in 2010. So YouTube became a thing for me in like 2010, 2011, where it was just like, holy shit, there's this entire fucking like uh melting pot of random shit I could watch on the internet. What the fuck? Fuck TV. This is the new shit. You know what I mean?
Say a word.
But
So
yeah, but
what?
like regarding like the music stuff, I guess I would say I was fortunate because I gotta give it to my uncle. He, he was a teenager when I was real young, so he would be in his room on a computer on good old AOL Instant Messenger, and he would be listening to everything that was hot back then. So it was like G Unit, Dipset, M, Wayne, probably a lot of other shit I just can't remember right now. But there was a while where, and aside from that, like my mother was kind of like she was always into, she likes contemporary music. Doesn't really matter what it is. Like it's when I was younger, I didn't really care, but now when I'm in the car with her, I have to like put on my own shit because I just cannot listen to that fucking top 40 shit. I just can't. It's just the same old bullshit over and over. But
Hmm.
you know,
It's funny
um,
because I was like that at 21, and in my 30s, I'm like, give me that top 40 shit. I want to hear it over and over
oh
again.
nah.
I'm
If I
old
become
now.
that way, then everything that shit I
Yo,
made.
I definitely believe that my 21-year-old self would want to punch me in the face sometimes.
I mean, you know what though, and let me just say that. Let me just say this. Like, it has its place. Club music is club music.
Yeah, it's
I
really good
understand it, so
sometimes.
I'm not against it. It's just like, and I
I
mean,
hear
like,
you
there's
though.
better club music than just the random shit on the charts. Like, it's but it has its place. It
I'd
has its place.
argue
I'm not
that
against
even in defense of what you're saying, I don't really go to the charts, so to speak. So top
it.
40 in its literal sense of what's on the charts might be a lot more payola influence than it used to be. Whereas top
Yeah.
40 as a principle for general pop music is more what I feel I fucks with, not necessarily literally what's charting.
Ah, yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah. I mean, some of that shit can be like, some of that shit can be, in the right atmosphere, pretty pretty dope. But I just don't like the happy dappy stuff. I guess like I'm just not into that kind of stuff. But going
Nah, I
back to
hear
what I was
you.
saying before about like kind of how I got into what I got into hip hop wise was like there was a while where I really wasn't even really doing music seriously like that. I was a regular. This was like my average kid phase where I was just doing what everybody else did. I was gaming a lot.
Yo,
I
tell
still
us
game
about
every now and again.
gaming was in the 2000s as a little one. I was already a teenager by then.
Bro, I remember being in fourth grade, and we had a newspaper, right, like a class newspaper, and this kid wrote a column on Modern Warfare 2, which was brand fucking new at that time. I remember reading that, and it's crazy. It's crazy to think that was 12 years ago. That's kind of scary. That was back when you
Yeah,
could put in the game disc and it fucking worked.
that's
But
amazing.
now you gotta download like 80 gigabyte day one patches just so the game doesn't run completely shit. It's still not perfect, but yeah, I
That's
was
amazing.
I was I was in the jazz. Like I played the like drums and the keys and stuff in the jazz band, and then I kind of for some random reason, 11, 11, 12, I kind of really started to I realized a lot of things about, you know, I guess I could say I kind of started losing my innocence and a lot of the whole, like life ain't all sunshine and rainbows thing. I started losing my hearing and whatnot, and I kind of started to strike out on my own, like
You started
trying to
losing your
find my
hearing?
own identity. Yeah,
That's
trying to find
wild.
my own identity, and part of that was kind of like, okay, I'm gonna really try this music thing, and I kind of like self-taught myself like a lot of the hip hop history and culturally, and I started developing my own taste for the kind of stuff that I like to do, which is real gritty underground,
Yeah, hold on. And this is
hardcore.
at like 12 years old and shit.
Yeah,
When you're
yeah.
like discovering YouTube's this wild plethora of history and knowledge back in the days
Yeah.
before copyright Armageddon.
Kind of just going away from the whole like I really am like I really just believe in like not conforming, and that was the age where I really started to like go away from that, like go away from conforming, because before then I was like I was what you would what many people would call like average suburbanite, you know kid, you know just going with whatever was said, and then at that age I kind of really started to you know and I think part of it also came with
Yeah, come to
trying to
think of
fit
it,
in and
you're one of the
realize that
first guys I talked to that actually grew up and is just like, yeah, I had a suburban upbringing. It was pretty
I
like
mean
that.
it's part of my I embrace it personally because I'm not trying to I someone especially in hip hop, people really gotta like respect this culture. Like I feel like a lot of people where I come from, they like the music, but they don't really respect the culture or understand where it comes from. And I really feel like if I'm gonna do this for real, then I would be doing a disservice by just coming in and just being like, yeah, man, I do rap, man. Like I don't want to be that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I kind of know what you mean.
But you know, and then I started making beats, and I used to make beats on Audacity. Have you ever used Audacity?
I've definitely used Audacity. At a certain point in time, you realize there's this free recording program that doesn't cost money,
I think
and
that's
you
what
download
everybody.
that.
I think everybody at some point started with Audacity, but like I was using it to make beats. I made a whole album
And
in
how old
Audacity.
are you when you do this? Like, are you like still like 12, 13, like starting to
12,
make it?
13. I started with GarageBand on the iPad, which back then you couldn't do shit with. I had it
Say,
MIDI'd up to my iPad with a
all right, we're gonna
from a
get.
Yamaha.
I want to talk about that a little bit more
Yeah,
before we
yeah.
move on past that. Just want to shout out Ismail. He uses Audacity, and I fucking love his use of it. He removes what he hates in a song. So let's say there's a song that comes out and he fucking hates a verse. He'll use Audacity to just edit out the rapper he don't like and now make the song the version he wants.
I mean, with Audacity, I remember the first thing I did on Audacity. Um, I kind of had, even back then, I had like a rudimentary grasp of how to like to structure things,
Right.
like song structure, but you know, because I was always doing music, like whether like even when I wasn't really serious about the hip hop thing, I was always listening to music, doing music, paying attention, like jazz. I was in a jazz band, like I was saying, and I always had like a grasp of how to like structure things. The mixing though was where I had to like really improve, but I would do goofy shit. Like I think I still have the first thing I mixed I did a mix for, and I did like these weird like stutter edits in the beginning of the dude's verse, and
So
the
like
vocals are like
adding like
mad loud
cuts
and
in.
bassy and shit.
So like just adding little cuts so it would like copy paste like or something like that.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, it was like I am a killer, killing beats. It was like that. I would
Mm,
like take the beginning part, and then just place it on the by ear, just place it on the parts of the beat.
good
I don't
stuff.
know why
And
I did that because I wouldn't do that now.
that's the thing is like when you start, I've noticed that I write. Okay, I don't write music the same no more. Like I don't. When I was younger and I started, I did things like I didn't care. I just did things. Now
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, I got a style,
Yeah,
and
what's fucked up about that is that you get to like and I think it's aggravated if you have like ADHD and shit like that. Like I really wish I started, and I'm gonna slightly jump ahead. I really wish I started on the turntables younger, because I used to just get completely engrossed in shit when I was young, just like just dive into it for hours and hours and hours. Now it's just like, okay, I have all this other shit to worry about. I gotta, I have obligations. I have to do these tracks for these guys. I have to mix the record so it drops. We Ground Zero drop December 10th that I produced. But yeah, like I don't really have to just free. It's hard to kind of go back to that. Like
Yep.
I think that's a problem a lot of people that go into adulthood have, where don't they don't have the innocence to just try new shit or just fuck around and see what comes. Like there's like, okay, everything has to be structured. I think that speaks to like a lot of how society kind of grooms you and how it kind of expects you to behave when you reach a certain point in your life.
I think it's just paying rent and feeding yourself. I'm not even
Yeah.
gonna lie. All of a sudden, you're responsible for those two things that are kind of huge and cost a fuck ton of money. And then all of a sudden, your parents, I mean, not everyone, but most people's parents inevitably are like, yo, you an adult now. Time for you to
Yeah.
adult. And so, I mean, the fact is, if you're able to be in a position to like make bank off your craft, that's crazy cool. And it is unfortunate that that does tap into like the passion of it. Like when I started doing album reviews 5 years ago, it was innocent as fuck, and then I learned. And even with interviews, it's like I started, it was innocent as fuck, and then you learn. And as you learn, you can't help but pay attention to things like what works and what doesn't work
Yeah.
within
Exactly.
yourself, because we all scientists in that way. So it like, and then as you want to get to a point almost where you can go back to that childhood innocence by alleviating the need to grind for responsibility. I feel like that's what ends up happening. Like you inherit all
Right.
this
Exactly.
responsibility, and then you spend X amount of time chasing this. Like I want to go back to being a kid again. So how can I go ahead and fucking
Yeah.
make that cheddar so I can go back to experimenting for 8 hours? Like I thought about it. Like if I could spend 8 hours working on a single chorus, because I could
Hmm.
justify that time, just the chorus of one song. I could
Hmm.
never do that now. I would never finish anything if I ever put that level of effort into something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm the same. Like, and this actually reminds me of something that was fairly recent. Was like I was working on a mix for a song called Monster Funk, and I don't know if you heard that record. It's I produced it, and it has Mr. Walk and Aeon's One is on it, and
I think you have the instrumental to that up, maybe.
uh, it's all up. If you pull
I
it,
think
if
I
you go
heard
on
the instrumental, and then I said, "Well, I just heard the instrumental, so I skipped the one because I was more interested in that part."
yeah, yeah, but that's what I was. That's actually what I was gonna elaborate on because the instrumental, like, I worked really hard to get those drums to pop. Like, I'm a big like I care about sonics and making shit sound good. Like as a producer, like I'm not just the guy that just structures it out and be like, "Yo, mix my shit, bro." Like, I actually don't like letting other people handle my shit. So
I love it when other people mix me because I am not an engineer. I do not
yeah,
enjoy that
I mean, yeah,
process.
I get it too, because not everybody has like. It's just for me, I have such a specific sonic, um, whatever the word is that like, I have to do it. So now as a as a consequence, good or bad, I'm mixing other people's stuff, and they all love my shit, because I just don't like like the squashed mixes and like the mastering and stuff like that, where it's just like you brick wall the shit out of it.
Actually,
That's
yeah, I do know what you're talking about.
yeah.
But
So
that
that
might be worth elaborating a bit for other people on how
right.
that
So
works.
essentially, what happens is, so if ooh, um in relatively simplifying terms, and y'all can Google this um too, but there's something called the loudness war. So basically, it's been going on for a while in different forms, like back when vinyl was the main format. The loudness war also existed, but it really started to accelerate when digital formats became the norm. And basically, what it means is it means mastering a record as loud as possible, because the idea is if the record is louder, then it'll have more of an impact. But the problem is, you know, when you run, your mix downs through these limiters and these brick wall limiters, and you multi-band the compress the shit out of everything, and you fuck up the transients, it sounds harsh, and it sounds like it's just being squashed. And
Alright,
I was
so
never a fan of those
a
kinds of
limit.
mixes.
So that's basically what they saying is like when you do your mixes, right, and you look at vocal tracks. Back in the daytimes, they used to play more with dynamics and shit. Like you can
Yeah,
see it a lot with drums. I know how to explain it best with drums a little bit.
yeah.
So like drums used
It's
to be
especially
like
in the
hit.
drums.
The drums used to be like, yo, a drummer is recording it, alright? And so it would be like top, and it would be like 2 decibels, let's say. The next top is 4 decibels. The next top is 3, and it would be like dynamic sounding because that's what a real
Right.
drum set sound like. So what engineers did to enhance it is they would take every low sounding kick, let's say, that wasn't at the same decibel level, copy one of the louder kicks, paste it in. So now it's
Right.
more loud and level. And then it takes all the peaks, right? And it cuts them off so you can boost the overall track a little bit more. I know I sometimes like I'll have a syllable that spikes, so I have to like lower that so I can kind of increase the overall verse volume because it's too much of a spike. And
Right.
like so that's kind of what they do, and what they push it is to the fucking maximum because I believe what ends up happening is when you hear two songs back to back, the louder one sounds better to the average listener.
Yeah. To like an average person, they would prefer the louder one. But
Just yeah.
it also consequent, and you can overdo it. Like you definitely, nailed it with regards to like, especially with real instruments. Like, you do need to have like some gain control and some some signal like limiting compression or whatever. But the problem is people just there's overdoing it with. You can overdo it with anything. Like you could overdo it with reverbs, echoes, delays, distortions, whatever it is. It's just and then honestly, it's mainly at the mastering stage where you start to see it because like I've heard like some mix downs of records that were mastered, and it's just like, holy shit, they pushed the fuck out of this.
Yeah, I'm
And
not
it's
even gonna lie. I don't think I could hear half the shit you would hear when you're doing it. I just like, cause I know it. Cause when they say brick wall, cause if you export your file, right, you
right.
see the wave. When it's mastered, like a la Max, like I think Korn does this shit a lot. It's like literally a line of black.
Yeah.
Whereas if
Yep.
you render some shit, yo, shout out Ghostface Miller for the fucking gifted sub.
Boom.
Um,
Boom. Boom. Boom.
and then like yo, so what ends up being like when I export shit, it's like it's like a fucking zigzag of like spikes and shit
Right.
because I
That's
don't know how to
dynamic.
fucking
That shows the dynamics.
yeah, I don't know how to do the brick wall shit. I would never bother to learn it because it sounds like I'd lose a year of my life trying to figure out how to do it badly. but like,
Yeah. Yeah.
but like, I just kind of get it. So I mean, I don't know. I'm sure some people like the sound of that brick wall shit, but it's kind of why people I think like older music on an aesthetic level because nobody knew how to do that shit. So everything
Yeah.
sounded more like a live environment, closer to a live environment. Whereas I look at it like the brick walling is like this pursuit of perfection almost, where it's like
Right.
the second a flaw happens, oh fuck that, let's like patch it up, and it's like I don't
I
know.
feel like it's kind of representative of like the whole aspect of digital, and I'm not anti-digital, mind you, but digital is, for better or worse, the same. It performs exactly the same. And it can be very flat sometimes. And the problem is that you know back when people were doing analog, there was a lot more emphasis on the mids and the lower end, whereas digital, especially when you brick wall shit, and it works for. I think it does work for certain music, like a lot of that super glossy uh EDM pop.
Or
You know
just let's go
that
back to the
that
Black
works.
Eyed Peas for the Black
Yeah, it
Eyed
works.
Peas.
Yes, yes, indeed. No, it works great for that. But for this kind of stuff, and even like from a hip hop standpoint, like I grew up listening to the work of engineers like Eddie Sancho, Bob Power, Chris Conway, a lot of guys, Duro.
Bro, nobody's name dropped their like engineers that inspired them on my show before.
Yeah, well, if you listen to NFCOC with Aeon's one, that's pretty much me shamelessly like trying to, because the thing with like especially Eddie Sancho's mixes, and he did a lot of DJ Premier's, like pretty much a huge bulk of DJ Premier's catalog, was that the vocals were always crisp. Like everything was just like perfectly balanced. It wasn't like too much of this. It was like, I don't know. It was just something about his mixes that kind of really caught my ear. And then I started to take, I may, have other, points of inspiration from other producers where they may have like a rippier kick drum and kind of just cobbling different pieces of sonic inspiration together to like create my specific, you know, kind of a mix. But there are aspects of like that specific song NFCOC where it's just like, yeah, this sounds like so and so mix this vocal track, you know. But yeah, the engineers, man, I feel like in a lot of cases, because especially Bob Power, where he helped kind of mold he helped Tribe find their sound, low end theory onward. He was super important in that. Just getting the drums, he kind of set the standard to like how drums, like hip hop drums, pop. Because like before then, it was really just like sampling drum sounds from breaks and stuff was still pretty novel. By the time it was like 89, 90, and people were, okay, how do we add like some extra pop to this snare? And he would take like a cowbell or some shit, like the attack of a cowbell, and layer it under the snare. Like if you listen to Excursions, listen to that fucking if you play the original break that song samples, and you listen to the snare on that original break compared to the song, it pops so much more because they were doing shit like layering like the attack of a cowbell under the fucking snare, so it just like so it's like like it would snap like snappy ass snares,
I've
and
never
and
heard
it kind of
anybody
upped the
describe
ante.
cowbell use in such a cool way before.
Yeah, I mean it's all about like when you kind of look at things like as pieces of sound rather than whole entire sounds, and I can use the attack of this sound, which is like a really tiny, like
Yo, can you
the
just
tiniest bit. Yeah, yeah,
explain what
yeah.
the attack is? I know what that is, sorta.
The attack, the attack is like the very start of the sound. So like the hard, like the smack of like the snare. So if you have a snare, right, and it's basically just the first hit of the snare. So what you would do is you would take a sound, like if you wanted to layer something with a snare, you would take a sound that's kind of in the frequency range that would layer good with that snare, and maybe you'd have to pitch it up or down a little bit, but you would trim it so you just get the part that you want, and then you layer it under the snare, and then you just level the volume so it sounds like it's all one sound. It's pretty much just sonic trickery.
That's wild. I
Yeah.
mean, like as you're describing it, it sounds like end of the day, engineers create sounds more than a lot of other people do.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like in a lot of cases, especially back in those days where people didn't have everything figured out yet, the engineers helped the producers find their sound. Like I think Dilla was one of the first, not maybe not one of the first, but he was one of those producers that kind of knew where everything was. Like if you listen to his demo tapes, like his beat tapes, right? His drums were slapping right out the gate,
Right. I
because
mean,
he I think he learned from somebody, I forgot who, but he learned how to kind of have those smacky drums. He had like a whole studio in his basement too, like where he would just do his stuff. But like, it's kind of rare that you see producers that really understand like the whole. Okay, I'm doing more than just making a beat. I have to make something that like, especially in hip hop, like the bang factor is important in hip hop because, a lot of that stuff you're listening to it in a car. You want to hear it like bang out the car and you know just have the right amount of like impact.
I'd argue that just by making beats, you're not a producer.
Yeah, I mean, well, the producer is the one that structures out the song. So like, and that could be as
And
simple
you're
as just
not
doing
even
like
an engineer if you
drops.
make beats inherently, because they're all like different labels, right? Like the guy who composes the
Yeah.
beat is a composer. End of the day, he's like effectively like a Mozart. They
Right.
compose the shit, and then maybe like the producer is more like the dude in front with the fucking stick. I forgot his name, or that guy at the orchestra. Like that's what the producer be, and then the
Yeah.
engineers be
Quincy
like
Jones.
sound techs and shit in the middle. Conductor, that's the word. And then like
Conductor.
you
Yeah,
got
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like engineers is like the ones who make the shit happen in a lot of senses. So like Like you can't. I think a lot of beat makers learn production elements, like how to engineer their sounds on some necessity shit. But like I don't think they're the same things at all. Cause like I know engineers who can't compose, but they know how to make sounds, and I know beat makers that can't
Yeah.
engineer for shit. And like I know people who can't like make songs, but they can do those other things. And then I know people who can't fucking use a computer. They
Hmm.
can't do anything, but they can point and say, "Nah, do it like that." And it always is the right choice. And like these are all just different roles in it. Where I think a lot of people get the languages confused.
Yeah, I feel like everyone has their own like kind of recipe to how they reach the end product. Like some people like they may know how to like EQ a break or layer drums, like make drum sounds, but they don't really consider themselves engineers because either way, like even if you are specific about sonics, like I am, like you could definitely pass your shit off to an engineer that you know and trust to enhance what you already have down on the table.
Yeah.
I definitely think that's the case.
I mean, I know like I like my engineer because he like works with rock a lot and instruments, so he understands like the flow of different layers beyond just like making beats, and he can like work with live instruments and shit. So I fucks with him as an engineer. Then there's the part that he composes beats and shit, which I think is also really cool because he's a drummer and shit. But they're like separate things to me. Like he
Yeah.
might do both of them, but he wears multiple hats like that.
I think that's
But
a good thing though, because I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I get stuck in that like zombie tweaker mode where I'm just like twisted knobs like for 2 hours straight, like, and I didn't even finish the fucking beat yet. I'm just like, I kind of like, I kind of really and maybe it's because I still have yet to go through and like take a bunch of sounds and make a kit. Like I make kits on the spot. Like I don't really, have preset drums. I think that's a lot of why I spend a lot of time just tweaking it while I'm making the beat. But I think that's not entirely a bad thing that you don't really necessarily engineer while you're creating a beat because that gives you more space to be creative and you'll that shit'll eventually get handled. When you have to mix the record. So
yeah,
I get it.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I like to understand how it all works. I think it's valuable to know what a reverb is versus delay. Like knowing the
Yeah,
difference between
people
those
call them
two
the
is
same things too. It's kind of funny.
because they're similar. That's why I picked like
Yeah,
because
I mean it's
like when
like
you hear it, like inherently you could mix these two effects up.
right. Yeah, because I mean it's. I think delay and reverb like singularly could be considered like an echo, but like a delay is like a slapback echo, whereas reverb is like a big spacious like room kind of echo. And I think when you want to refer to them individually, delay and reverb makes a lot of sense because it's more accurate to what they actually like in terms of acoustics what they mean.
Yeah, plus they're different plugins that the engineer gonna use. So
Yeah.
it's good to know the difference between the I mean, I learned that the hard way though. Like I spent years just not giving a fuck, and then I'm like, this isn't helping me make better music to not understand what's going on. But then I tried to fiddle with the knobs, bro, and I'm like Ghostface Miller said, refining a kick drum for 4 hours. I have spent hours trying to de-ess some shit. Learning about de-essers is one of the
Yes.
literal most painful processes I ever went through because you're just listening to your sharpest S sound, and it's my vocals, right? My
Right.
sharpest S sounds in the fucking world in my ear for like an hour and a half, and then I
Hmm.
failed. I feel like I never really learned how to de-ess properly. I just kind of picked one that sounded less shitty than the other ones.
Yeah. Yeah. The compressors were tricky for me for a while, and to be honest, they're still tricky because it's just a bunch. And I think it's the amount of like an equalizer is easier than a compressor because what you're dealing with is individual frequency bands, right?
Yeah,
Compressors are like you have like the attack, the ratio, the threshold, the knee, the pre-compression, the fucking what all kinds of shit. And it's just like, god damn, what the hell is like what am I supposed to do with this? And
I
it's kind
click
of
on
hard
the
at first.
preset knob and I pick a preset and I go, that one doesn't
Modify the
sound like
preset.
ass.
Yeah.
I don't modify the preset. I just use the preset because it sounds better than no preset.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do that. Like I'll take a preset and then what I'll do is I'll just tweak the preset until it's what I want. Because sometimes the issue isn't necessarily the issue is just a initially finding the kind of like the foundation of what sound I'm looking for out of something, and a preset can help with that. And I'm like,
Mm.
oh, okay, this is kind of what I need, but let's back off the threshold a little bit. It's kind of squishing it too hard, and then maybe raise the attack a little bit or lower the release a little bit. Okay, there we go. Stuff like that.
I'm gonna tell you, I've never in my life talked about to myself about the threshold and the attack delay. And no, it never was a conversation. I said that don't sound as good as that's the best I can do, and then I move on, because I'm not
Right.
really an engineer. But I do think it's fascinating, right? So like when I listen to you talk, right, you're plugging my brain with shit to Google and jargon, because that's
Hmm.
often the biggest issue I find with learning on the internet these days is everybody speaks jargon for SEO purposes. So ain't nobody learning shit outside what they know, which is weird
Right.
because you'd think we can just easily Google shit we don't know, but you don't know the search terms, so how the fuck do you Google it? So
Right.
like
I
then you
think I
watch
think
10-minute
what people
tutorial
really
videos
need.
that say the basics over and over again.
Yeah, exactly. And I think for those, I remember watching. Are you familiar with a guy named Joker,
No.
the rapper? Okay, well,
Well, there's a guy in Montreal I know with that name, but there's probably a lot of jokers.
I don't. Yeah, there may be. It's Jokerr, but he did a
Actually,
bunch of.
that
Okay, yeah,
guy
yeah,
that guy's from fucking Montreal. I might know who he is then.
yeah.
I mean, oh no, the famous
It's the
rapper
same
Joker.
dude.
I take it
Yeah.
back. No, I know who you're talking about. The dude who like dissed Hobson.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yep, 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 yep,
I
yep. That one.
remember it now. There's just again a lot of people with that name, unfortunately. But yeah, dude dissed Hobson. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah. So he did a bunch of videos a while back. They're really entertaining too, but they're actually informative. Where he breaks it down. Like I can't teach because I don't know how to fucking break shit down into to layman's terms to make it easy for people to understand. Like, oh, well, think about it this way. Like I can't do that. So he actually did a few videos. EQ, compression, and mastering. I believe there's a bunch of them, and they're all really good videos. So if anyone wants to like learn about that shit and not be completely fucking confused, definitely look at those. Those are great videos. Fantastic videos. I remember watching those when I was like real young and I had no idea what the fuck any of that shit was. Man.
Yeah, explaining complex things with simple words is definitely art, but it's also a lot more of a science.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, because it's just like I used to do corporate trainings where I had to explain a bunch of how to use computer shit to a bunch of people in like 2000 like 11 and 12 where it might sound weird, but back then if people were like not computer people, they were like super resistant to like everything computers. So to have a bunch of people having to
That's
work in
fucking
a call
crazy
center
too.
job and they're like, "Nah, fuck that. I don't want to know about how to delete files on a Windows." You know? Like it's we're talking basic shits, right? I have to explain to them how antivirus is working crap. So what you do is
Yeah.
you just refine it every time. Like you run the story and then it either works or it doesn't, and you can look on people's faces and see if they're following you or not. And then the next time you tweak it, kind of like making beats and shit, and then via the feedback of because when it comes to explaining things, it's less about art because art is going to get in the way, and it's
Right.
more about getting over your ego and remembering that the whole world speaks at an eighth grade reading level. So like
Hmm.
the first time I did a blog for the public, the girl that edited it was like, "Hold on, what the fuck? Nobody's gonna understand this. You gotta like stupefy your writing. Learn how to speak in a way where you're saying complex things, but the language you use stays simple." So
Right. Because you're not preaching to the choir. You're preaching to normies essentially.
exactly, which is kind of like one of the things I think holds back a lot of rappers I know is they rap to rappers about rap, and it's
Right.
like
I think that shit has its
y'all
place. Like,
but
yeah.
like from an economic perspective, your clientels are now just your peers because the rest of the world isn't even understanding why you're dope.
This kind of makes me think of one thing specifically. Like, I'm a big fan of like turntablist shit. So I feel like a lot of times, like the people that watch turntablism videos, it's just turntablism is just pure DJ. show off shit. Like it's just and it's dope for that. But I do wonder though, cause and maybe it's just because I'm someone who actually does it, like um, who actually does it, and my perspective is limited on that. But I do wonder if people that like they don't fucking know shit, they never seen a fucking 1200 in their life, and they like that shit. I wonder if that. I'm sure there's some people out there. I mean, it's always been niche. I guess you could. I guess you could say like underground, certain underground hip hop, like hip hop about hip hop, like Jurassic 5 and Dilated Peoples, where it's just a lot of it
That
is just
is what that
good
Jurassic
hip hop
5
music.
is. No, I mean I don't hate it, but like, um, I think the issue is like, yo, I could hear the worst DJ and the best DJ back to back, and I couldn't tell you which one was the worst and which was the best. So for me,
Mm,
I'm a back whoever I think sounds dope with ignorance. So it's
right.
like if you do a hella tricky layered multis like battle rap does in a song, like chances are most people didn't learn how to break down bars like that. So like you're
Right.
just not gonna
And it's
get
just
how
not.
brilliant it is.
Yeah, the way I see it is just it's just not for them, and I don't think it's realistic or even like good to say that we should go out of our way to accommodate every single possible person that may be listening to the record. But like I definitely you know what's that line Jay-Z said? He said um truthfully I wanted to rhyme like common sense, but I sold like 5 million ain't been rhyming like common sense, because you know he can't like he couldn't
That's a
just do a
great
bunch of
line.
reasonable doubts his whole career, you know what I mean?
And the thing is, when you go back to reasonable doubt, you're humbled. You're just like, oh, say word, he really does do that really fucking well. Like he has quadruples and shit, quadruples,
Yeah.
and like, but like, let's be real, Big Pimpin' sold way better.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean it's it all has its purposes, and I would actually say that Jay is one of those dudes that, and it's his birthday today actually.
happy
um
birthday, JC.
yeah, I think he's 52, I believe. But yeah, I think he's one of those dudes that like, because a lot of these guys, the issue is that they get super successful and they forget about where they come from. They forget about like the pure essence, the cultural roots that they come from. Where Jay never, really did that. Because if 7 years later, he did a record with Ninth Wonder on the Black album, Threats, and Ninth Wonder was like a burgeoning producer at that time. He did Little Brother, and that record, Jay was he would do like the commercial joints, but then he would do like the hard body fucking gutter shit. Like that's why like especially as I got older and kind of realized that those things can coexist, and not everything commercial is just pure shit. I really respect him for that, because a lot of people they go commercial and they forget about where they that whole I got mine so fuck you kind of mindset.
I definitely think that a lot
That's
of
kind of why I'm not the biggest fan of super commercial music.
I would argue the machine is wildly not cool, and Jay Z is a very good businessman, and people don't pay attention to that side as much, but it's really good business to not forget where you come from. Believe it or not, it's
Hell
just
yeah, absolutely.
really good branding. Like if I say Montreal a lot, I'm gonna do better than if I don't say Montreal. If I put on for my city, I'm gonna do better than if I don't. Like these are
Mhm.
just facts of like
Yeah,
good business.
because business isn't just about the person making the dollars. It's about the people. Like your whatever your business is, people have to have a reason to support you. And if
Facts.
they see that you care about them, like, or you care about their circumstances, or you go back to, you know, you find these producers that you know may not be well known, and you help put them on. Like it wasn't their first hit, but what's that shit called? I just want to love you, give it to me. That was a big hit for the Neptunes, and that kind of like started the huge takeover of pop radio for like the next 4 years.
That's true.
Kind
But
of like, yeah, going back to like people people feel obligated to, like, at least I do. I feel like, damn, this person really is like legit. I want to support this person. And he dropped. I remember when 444 came out, and I remember like it was so like. I remember when Magna Carta came out, and it was 444 was such opposite compared to that album. It was so introspective. It was so story of OJ, the title track and stuff like that. It was so much more focused on like family, generational wealth, introspection, coming to terms with your mistakes and shit like that. And for someone at his level to make a record like that, like you gotta respect that. I feel like anyone who doesn't respect that is fucking crazy.
I also think it's like, okay, just like it's what you're supposed to do at that age. It was really like at first when I
Yeah.
heard it, I didn't understand the album. My album review is trash on that one. It has one of my worst like to dislike ratios. People did not like my white ass not
Wow.
understanding that album
Wow.
because that's what happened there.
Wow.
Um, but as time went on, I started thinking about the content of it, and I realized like I kind of think that's what I want the old guys to rap about more. And I don't mean it like that, but he's rapping about old man shit and in like the best possible way. It was well done. The crazy thing about the beats on that album is the way they produced it is no 4 bars of the beat loop. Every 4 bars of every beat is
No
unique.
ID, man. Great
Every
producer.
fucking beat.
Legendary
It's
producer.
wild. I didn't know that when I did the review. That was what the comments told me. But like,
Yeah, I
um,
mean, and then the thing about that album, it was very, it wasn't glossy, polished up. It was raw, and that was the purpose of it. So like, and it was very, very sample driven. And I feel like some people, coming from his previous shit, and they listen to that album, and they're kind of thrown for a loop, because
yeah,
the first song's "Kill Jay-Z," and it's just like, oh, what the hell,
that's
because "Kill Jay-Z" is kind of like saying, okay, this record, the ego, Jay-Z, the whole ego, I'm a businessman is gone, and then you go in the story of OJ, like it's serious.
and then like he's not
You
even
know what
in
I
the
mean?
music videos for the project. It's all like using them like properly. Like he really he slapped it at the park, I think. And it kind of made me look at
Yeah.
like Eminem's petulant whining on his projects at the same time because they're like the same age, right? And you're like, hold up, why is this guy worth a lot of money?
A couple years apart.
I'm gonna say basically the
Yeah, a
same
couple years
age
apart.
for, I mean, like like
Yeah,
late
they may as well
40s,
be.
like
M was 72, J 69.
definitely wouldn't say they're my age
Yeah.
bracket. So like I suppose like for me, and this is just what Holden wants. I know the whole world doesn't agree with me, but like I've always looked to music as a source of inspiration. Like they've always just been older people talking about shit, you know? And so when you listen to the older people talking
Yeah.
about shit, I kind of want to hear older people talking about older people shit so I fully like whether it's opulent, I want to know what 50-year-old balling is. Like 50-year-old balling shouldn't look like
I
30-year-old
think
old balling. You know, like there should be
I think
differences
though
in
I
this shit,
think the
I
reason
think.
why a lot of I think the reason why a lot of us younger people kind of like are so like nah fuck that, like regardless of like older people talking about shit, is because a lot of us may grow up being bullshitted by the older people that kind of you know they're they're kind of like enthralled in a lifestyle that's very conformist, very very affirmation based, and I think that's why a lot of us like, nah, fuck that, I don't want to hear that bullshit, because we've heard all that shit all our life, and we don't really give it a chance to. That's how I used to be. I know that for a fact. I didn't want to hear shit the older people had to say because
Mm.
I was not like to the extreme level, but I definitely know what it's like to just be fed the bullshit. You know,
Yeah, I
but it's
totally
part of
get where you're
growing up.
coming from. I feel like a lot of us go through that phase. I can imagine your generation has a lot more proof though. That's a huge difference. Is you can just be like, bro, I can Google this shit and show it to you in a way that I could not.
Right. I think the problem is like a lot of older people don't, they feel like they're better than the younger people, and I think that's what turns a lot of younger people off. That's why they're like so, like a lot of like, especially with this whole like okay boomer shit. Like that's the fucking
That's the
epitome of that.
funniest shit
It's just
ever. I loved it. I enjoyed the OK Boomer
yeah.
thing. I also enjoyed the
I
one
was
where
so
y'all
happy.
made fun of millennials. I accept that we're a bunch of Harry Potter people. Like, I really, when that came out and y'all were like, what the fuck's a Harry Potter? And I'm like, hold up. It really is just like millennials are obsessed with Harry Potter and that's it. That was big for me.
It's like
But,
that's all they have. They're just the trivial fucking arbitrary
no,
shit that they think they could just take pot shots at.
they have
Like
more. that. But yo, millennials are a weird group. I really respect the young ones. Yo, you're not the only person I've talked to in your. In fact, everybody I've talked to in your age group has been as profoundly insightful as you are when it comes to both music history and
That's a relief.
all of
I gotta
it.
be honest. That's a relief. That's a
Because
relief. That's a good thing to hear.
all of y'all grew up with YouTube in high school and plenty of fucking time in. What do you like?
You know what
Everybody
though?
goes down the rabbit holes. Like, yo, all of like the. I have this 22-year-old guy in Scotland I've been talking to for a couple of years because of my channel and shit. And he just looks for shit with 1,000 views. And then he'll send me this 1992 jam that he just discovered that he thinks I would know, and he just wants to show it. It's like, it's wildly interesting to watch how young people treat YouTube. Like, everything in all
Yeah.
history is new music to them. And I
You
feel
know
like
what, though?
old people rely on like literally the new music in the convention of like when shit gets released and not actually
Yeah.
considering that old music is new music if you've never heard it before.
I mean, they grew up in the era where things were not like as easy to discover. Like, and you know what? You telling me that just I was having an argument with some people on Reddit, as productive as that isn't, and
Just
and
every time
basically-
a story starts with that, it's going to get good.
yeah. But I was trying to prove a point. It was about the whole like Astroworld Travis Scott situation, and somehow we ended up going into like boomers and shit. And I was like, man, and I'm not too optimistic about the future. I'm not on some turbo hippie shit, even though I kind of believe in some hippie shit.
That's
But
amazing.
I just feel like today's generation has way more access to information to the point where a lot of the arbitrary shit that boomers were corrupt, were that boomers believe, the older generations believe, it's less easy to corrupt someone's mind because, back in those days you only had like what you were taught in school, TV, the newspaper, all that shit, and it's way more easy to just make a narrative stick. Now it's like, and people are still gonna believe in their narratives. We're tribal fucking species. It is what it is. But
You know what it is though. It comes down because literacy rates be wildly interesting because people don't know what literacy means. Literacy means you can read good enough to do your job. It doesn't mean you have critical thinking skills. So
Right,
I think
exactly.
a lot of people got some shit twisted about how critical thinking. There's no critical thinking rate, so we don't actually know how good people as a population be at critical thinking, which is the interpretation of the shit that you hear. So
Right.
what I think has changed for young people is there's a fuck ton of people that are really good at critical thinking that are making hella bank explaining old people shit to young people in young people language. And y'all are getting
Yeah.
informed on YouTube and Reddit and TikTok and all these alternate sources where the people that really are good at this shit are just spreading the info. Like, y'all don't hoard knowledge the way that old people hoard knowledge. And I respect the
Yeah.
shit out of young people for that.
Hell yeah, absolutely.
But,
And it's important, man. And I hope it does get better before we, obviously something's got to give because, I don't think the whole like generations upon generations of ultra wealthy capitalist extremist bullshit is gonna go away like anytime soon. But I don't know, man. It starts with us though. It starts with us because we got to be the ones to say no, not the other way around.
I saw an ad from Ford right before this interview just to show the power of what young people have done. The ad from Ford started listing all of the various plants they use in their car. Like, they were really proud of their coconut fiber threads that make their seats more comfortable. And then they started talking about how prickly peaches and other shit is going to be in their fucking cars. And they're like really proud of this. And now, and this is no fucking lie, you can Google this shit. You can go to fordsmoothie.ca or com or whatever, and you can make a smoothie out of the fucking shit that is in Ford cars.
It's fucking crazy.
And you know why that happened? Because a bunch of young people have proven that unless you are altruistic as a company, they ain't gonna fuck with you. Ben and Jerry's does
exactly.
Ben and Jerry's don't give a fuck about old people. They just care about the future generation that's going to spend 60 years committed to them, which is smart business if you're an ice cream company, to be honest with you. Why are you going to invest in people that are going to die sooner?
And that's such the opposite of a lot of old people because, and especially when it comes to like climate change, they're like, I don't give a fuck. All I give a fuck about is me being able to have a fucking job. That's all they care about. They don't care about the future. They just care about, you know, themselves and being able to satisfy themselves at that particular moment in time. And it's why we're so pretty much damn near held hostage by that mentality.
I mean, old people rely on old people thinking, and in the
Yeah.
2010s, the idea of scaling got really popular. So now basically everything's a software company, even if you're not, and
Mhm.
everything has to grow and scale and go to subscription models because pretty much the whole world is run by a stock market system upon which the really rich venture capitalists only want to fund things that they can see crazy growth rates because fucking Uber, because Amazon, because pick your fucking company.
Yeah.
And so like when you work in, I can't go too deep, but like when you look at the trends that are super publicly available with software companies, you see that stuff like this book Blitzscaling shows that the entire fucking focus is growth.
Mhm.
And young people be like, why do you need to grow like to that excess? But old people, like, that's their job. And so everybody supports this mission. And then what's happening in the micro is people cop a house because the American dream is to cop a house, right? And
Yeah.
that house is
Exactly.
cool. Then they get promoted, they get more cash flow, they have some more offsprings, and they cop a second house. That house, they have to keep their fucking job now because they can't lose that
Yeah.
house.
They
And
yeah
that's
they're
the
in that
point
they're in the
where
trap of financial trap because
and it's always the upgraded house. It's never the first
yeah.
house. It seems like
Uh,
starter houses people can manage, but when they decide to upgrade to that like forever home, I think they're called, nobody can ever like afford their forever home unless they keep the salary range they in. So they always
right.
upgrade like to a point where and now you can't go backwards, so you have to be complicit to the forever growth because the forever
Right.
growth pays for the forever home.
Right. And I think it's just it's excess and affirmation because I feel like a lot of people they do a lot of things for affirmation in this society, like having a kid. You know, other people make ceremonies out of other people having kids, and you know, if you're actually friends with somebody and you have a party because they have a kid like that, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like people that literally have no other identity than they do this for affirmation or they want to be included in somebody else's accomplishments, and I just think that shit is really fucking gross, especially like romanticizing other people's children. I just think that's really weird and just not and it can lead to those kinds of things because oh well, you know the consensus is that I have to do this, and then the problem is they don't teach financial shit in K-12 education, so that's why you see a lot of younger
Yo,
people.
I always thought it was weird that people push to teach as much financial shit in school. Can I say this? Because, yo, we grew up on welfare. I don't want to be
Mhm.
doing financial shit growing up on welfare. Our financial reality is so fucking different than the average middle class suburban person, where it's like, I don't think everyone really considers how much differences there are in tax codes that like you basically really just should be teaching people to fucking find an accountant they trust because like shit's not uniform for tax, right?
Right.
And so many
Yeah.
realities are like, nah, this is like your parents should be teaching you tax code shit. Like there
I
is an
agree.
obligation of education that should not be in the fucking school. Like, yo,
Right.
if
I
my
mean,
parents want to teach me how to do a thing or two with the accountant, that's my parents' obligation. The
I
school
think it's
should
kind of
maybe
like
break down the top level of the government structure, maybe,
right.
because I don't think my parents know that shit. But like when you get to specifics, yo, like if you grow up on welfare and half the income is coming from fucking government assistance and then another chunk's coming from under the table work,
Hmm.
you can't teach that in school. You're not even
Right.
talking
Yeah.
about where I grew up from then.
Yeah. Cause and that just shows right there, like me and you live very, I mean, my mother had me very young. We definitely had ups and downs, but and she made all the sacrifices. Me and my mom don't agree on everything. We don't see eye to eye on quite a lot actually, but I give her credit for that. But you know, I always had, food on the table, roof over my head, clothes on my
Oh,
back.
yeah, just to be clear, all of that came, but sometimes the way it came may have been like
Right,
my
right, right.
parents
Yeah.
got a check from one place and then worked at that cash only place over there, and then yo, I'm saying like you're not
Yeah, yeah,
teaching
yeah,
that
for
in
sure.
school, and that's like 20% of your population, no problem. And then you have the other end of it, which is trust fund kids, which
Hmm.
again is a whole other side of it that can't like. So I'm saying, in my school, the number of economic classes that could exist in the same, especially in a place like Montreal, where it's 4 million people in the greater Montreal area of like fucking everything you can think of. It's not quite New York, but we definitely top 10 up in this, at least for North America.
I
So
hope I get to
like,
visit there one of these days, man.
yo, it's wildly worth coming to. If you ever come down, let me know.
Hell yeah,
And
absolutely.
like, I'm saying, like, it's like, nah, like, my high school was like the cheapest high school that fucking existed as far as you could go to. So it had a lot of poor kids per se, but also had a lot of rich kids because the geography of how Montreal works is like where your school is located in the public system. You have like a geographic area that like you go to that school. So you
Right.
yo, in my like one class, you had probably ranging from like $500,000 a year families to like yo welfare. So like when I
Mm,
hear that tax code
that's
argument, I'm
interesting.
like, y'all were fucking homogenized as shit when you preaching that. Cause
I
yo, tax.
actually, I think that's a good thing that there was such a range of people with from the rich to the poor backgrounds in one place. Because I will say, like, even though I have a lot of people where I'm from, they don't really understand. Like when it's homogenized, as you said, where it's just one type of people, they don't really understand other people's circumstances. They don't really understand that there are other, people grow up different from them, and then they grow up believing in all this weird shit that kind of like shits on poor people or minorities or marginalized groups, and and a lot of that trickles down from their parents. And I feel like I don't know if it would prevent it entirely, but like when you have people from different walks of life in one group or together, it kind of helps to dispel a lot of ignorance that surrounds like you know how people that are comfortable and living prosperously think they can speak on marginalized groups or minority groups.
Yeah, man. I could tell you the biggest thing about going to work sometimes, that I find problematic. It isn't my job. It's actually like the lunch table. And when I listen to
Mm-hmm.
people
Yeah.
have these conversations where I'm like, they don't know
Shit.
they're talking about my parents. They
Yeah.
just don't know they're talking about my
They don't
parents when they
care.
spit
Like
their
I
game.
mean, they feel
No,
like
the second I call them on anything, which I used to do more in my 20s, and then I realized that's really bad for dollars. Don't be right at
yeah.
work. Work is not a place to be right if you want to make money, and you're going there to
Yeah.
make
I
money.
mean,
So, shh,
what I meant by
sometimes,
like they
but
don't care is they feel like everybody. It just speaks to their uniform
I want to,
worldview.
but I have to give all the people credit. 9 times out of 10, when you check a motherfucker's privilege, they take it seriously and they try to evolve and adapt, which is why I don't think it's a waste of time to have some conversations like that.
Right.
Sometimes people thrive on the argument and it's really good for debate purposes, but I find most people are actually just nobody explains it. Like, what is
Yeah.
the likelihood that because yo, a lot of people that come from where I come from don't end up corporately speaking where I end up, especially because I dropped out of university. My whole life is lucky like that, all
Mm-hmm.
that corporate shit. But it puts me in like this path where I didn't go to school, I didn't follow the standard path, and everything about my family don't look like what most of these people's families look like. So like sometimes shit like moving out at 25 versus moving out at 20 changes like a lot when it comes to
Yeah.
credit scores.
For sure. Yeah.
So
I
like
mean, especially with the whole like conversations with people and stuff like American politics, like everything is politicized in America and it's horrible. And honestly, man, it's at the point and I hear people say like crazy shit and I'm just like, "Oh, fucking Jesus." I just keep my fucking mouth shut. I just everything is like it's so exhausting because as I've gotten older, I used to be super super centric. Now I kind of lean more and I'm not centric anymore. And as I get older, I kind of keep going in that direction. And it's just certain shit I used to sit there and like kind of go in one ear and out the other and here. It's like, no, no, that's bullshit. And I just keep my fucking mouth shut because you really can't have conversations anymore because everything is so like identity politics, affirmation, fitting in
I'm
with the
not
fucking
convinced
group.
that's real. I think that's true on the internet in a lot of ways because of what the internet attracts. But in real life, like 9 times out of 10, people be wildly open minded in a way that is like not matching the narrative. Like doing this interview shit, I'd argue I talked to 140. You're the 142nd person this year I've interviewed, just in
Wow, that's
2021.
crazy.
And I'm talking multiple places, multiple walks of life, multiple backgrounds. You're definitely the first person from Pennsylvania, but all I can say is the level of open-mindedness I encounter when I literally talk to people is
Yeah.
so insane. I mean, you know what? People are even more patient with me. And like they can recognize things like when I say words, sometimes like there's like a tone of voice you can't hear on the internet. Like people don't know that like I'm
Yeah.
cognizant of shit. I'm just clumsy sometimes. And so like people just see shit on the internet and then you're on the internet. So now you're like taking
Right.
a poop, you're feeling away, maybe your significant other just pissed you off and people are hyper passive
Yeah.
aggressive online
Yes.
in a
Right.
way where if you look at like Twitter stats, and this was the most humbling shit for me in terms of the perspective, 90% of Twitter users lurk. They don't participate.
Yeah. I was like that on Reddit for a really long time.
Facebook be like, most people just kind of eat popcorn and watch you. I've had people walk up to me in real life and comment like about my Facebook arguments back in the day. So I know people like watch
Yo,
shit.
I'm so glad I deleted my Facebook, man.
So what I did is for 2 years, I went through memories of the day and I wiped it. So now my Facebook's still there, and there was a few things, they're gone. There's a couple of like 2011 posts where I'm like, my God, Holden, why did you
Yeah,
post that shit?
I kind of
Some of
the
my
issue
jokes
for
were
me.
trash.
The issue for me was like I use Facebook as a means to like I was pissed off about something and I just fucking unloaded on Facebook.
Bro, I would do shit like quote Eminem's Kim when I was mad at a girlfriend.
Yeah, but
Not
you see,
lying.
people
It was
don't.
awful to read that shit later on in life. Like, oh my God, I did that.
Yeah, I mean, and the issue is like, I feel like when you get older, you kind of understand that when people see like your profile, you know, something you may post that may not be, you may not see literal. Someone that's scrolling through it that may not know you, they see things and they see things more literal than you do, and it's just shit like that that you got to be really careful with because like people really, you know, it's very very easy to just people take shit whether they people take shit out of context whether they want to troll or they actually believe, you know, what you're saying is extremely literal even if it isn't. So I deleted my Facebook, and there was some takes I had too that I don't agree with either back when I was on my centric bullshit, and it's just like, oh, why did I say that, or why did I say something like this, or why did I just randomly go in on fucking entitled women like all women are entitled, like no men are entitled to. Why did I do that? Like that's idiotic. Don't do that.
Because you were
You
allowed
know,
on the internet as
part
a
of growing up,
teenager.
man. You know.
That's got to be a wild experience to be on Facebook when you're like 13. Because like when I'm 13, there's no Facebook. So it just wasn't a concern. There was MySpace, I suppose, but like MySpace was weird. It was a whole other vibe. It wasn't like you're posting fucking opinions like that. I guess it was more like Tumblr. Like MySpace reminds me more of like what Tumblr was ended up becoming.
I know some people had blogs. I think Blackhead had a MySpace blog before he moved to WordPress. But
Apparently, it was the best day ever to be a fucking musician. And if you were making music in the MySpace days, I've never talked to a person in the MySpace days that didn't end up with like hundreds of random fans making music on MySpace. Like the worst musician to the best musician did well on MySpace.
yeah, I mean, I think everything wasn't corporately filtered. Like it wasn't algorithmically filtered back then. It was more like now everything in I think it was like late 2000s onward, everything started to get real super hyper corporate, and it kind of fucking diluted the waters of what the kind of shit that blows up or gets views. I mean, you still have your viral, you know, random shit that goes viral, shit for sure, meme culture and all that, but I just feel like
That's way more engineered than you'd think.
yeah,
Like, things don't
right,
just
right.
randomly go viral
And
as much. Like, I
everyone
mean,
is on there. It's not
okay,
just people that
randomly.
want to be on the internet. It's literally everybody and their fucking mother on the internet.
Right. Like sometimes stuff does go viral, but that's like lottery ticket shit. That's how I like
Yeah.
compare it in my mind. I'm like, sure, I could win the lottery and then I could repeat winning the lottery. In this case, I suppose it's possible, but it's never going to be like the plan virality requires the use of sensationalism is the truth of
Mhm.
it. Like I have to inflame you, and if I do that, I can go viral. I could say some wild shit right now. Somebody will clip it and it'll go viral. It's really fucking easy.
Right.
There's this I don't know if any of you ever actually signed up for Curiosity Stream or Nebula, but like I signed up for Curiosity Stream at one point and I watched this whole thing on meme factories and how like they have scientists who basically study the reactions of the data and the graphs to optimize memeing. So if you want to make a Republican freak the fuck out, you got to use 8 words or less, and it's got to be real simple, and it's got to be like, you know, targeting this type of thing. But if you want a liberal to freak the fuck out,
Microchips in the vaccine.
basically yes, but a liberal needs 30 words or some shit like that because liberals want to feel more pretentious. So you'll notice your left-leaning people be sharing memes with like smaller font and a lot more words, and your
Mhm.
right-leaning people be leaning fucking fatter words, you know, fatter text with like less words and shit. And if you watch for that, you're gonna be like, say fucking word, because there's this
Yeah.
shit they studied at the base like level of how these different groups identify on that politics shit.
Mhm.
As well. And the thing is like motherfuckers be wildly quoting stats with no like fucking stats training. So it's like, what are you quoting? You don't understand the difference between a nominal and an ordinal stat.
Yeah.
So if you don't really understand stats, like who the fuck cares that you
I mean,
said 10?
people like. I mean, especially with the virus, a lot of the right. There was channels I had to stop watching when this whole pandemic started because like they were just right up the ass, like ridiculous, like 99% survival. Like they were, quoting that shit. They were saying, "Oh, it's just the flu. It's not just the flu." Like they they twist facts. Like people don't even really like understand. Like you said, they don't understand facts. Period. Like you don't
What's
need to
even
die
that
to be
like
in the ICU.
one of the biggest lies ever told was from Ben Shapiro when he says facts
Fuck
don't
Ben
care about your
Shapiro. I just
feeling.
want to put that out there.
But like the biggest lie ever is facts don't care about your feeling because facts is a democratic agreed upon thing when you look at the semantics of the word. It requires an agreement, which means somebody has to take a truth of some kind, sell the story behind it, get a bunch of people to agree upon it. Thus, facts is entirely feelings. It's only
Mhm.
the only thing that facts care about is people's feelings because we all have to agree and feel that this fact is there because empirical evidence is simply interpretation of shit. Otherwise,
Right.
the discoveries 100 years ago are hard facts and don't mean shit. Like we
I mean,
constantly
here's and
overturn science. That's how science be.
regarding Benny Shabibo, uh, and the whole facts don't care about your feelings shit. I've actually seen I actually watch. I'm not ashamed to say it. I watch Vosh. I really
I
like
don't even know
Vosh.
what the fuck that is.
He's like he's a super left YouTuber, but he's not like one of these fucking like reactionary YouTubers. He was in some hot water because of how he addressed child exploitation a few months ago, and some people are trying to like slander him and say that he was all for CP. Um, but yeah, and
Oh, I
I've
think I
seen
saw
comments.
a video, a hit piece on Dude that tried to tell me exactly what you're saying is what you're describing. I think I've seen commentary on this person. I love that
Yeah,
YouTube gossip
he
shit.
was trying to say that he was for CP when he was really trying to like, and he's kind of edgy for better or worse, and he was trying to because a lot of the conservatives like like their whole they hate pedophiles, like they want to call everyone a pedophile, whether they are or not, and it's funny that they love Bill Gates, but Bill Gates was a associate of Jeffrey Epstein, but you know they 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 want to act like they care about child exploitation, but they don't care about child exploitation that gets them the goods that they regularly consume in this consumerist, hyper consumer focused society. So it's just like, okay, do you really give a shit about child exploitation, or are you just picking shit to be on a soapbox about whether it's true or not?
You know, I
But
fucking swear I had that conversation like earlier. A version of that like child exploitation conversation earlier too with my girlfriend. I think it's wild how much everybody of all age groups sit there and have the same fucking conversations and then act like, oh, that generation's fucking different. Like, nah, trust. Everybody's sitting there stressing about the same fucking shit.
yeah, I kind of went off on a tangent a little bit, but
No,
what I was
that's
gonna
the
say about
show,
Benny
bro. You don't even
Benny
know that, but
Shabibo.
that's all this show is fucking tangents.
But about Benny Shabibo, I actually have seen comments on his thing where people that were like formerly like super right leaning, they were like, you know, I actually the problem with me is I took that facts don't care about your feelings shit literally, and I actually realized that Benny Shabibo was twisting a lot of shit, and he actually wasn't speaking facts, or he would find like bullshit corrupt studies to kind of disprove legitimate studies.
Because, yo,
You
what
know,
I
like
realized is people be wildly quoting articles. Now, the one thing I can tell you is there's a whole profession called content writing, and you can go Google courses on how to do this shit. It's actually free. I took one on Coursera in early 2020. And the thing about these courses is they teach you how to do a couple of things. One is read 5 articles and replicate your version of it that has slightly more words, slightly better tone, slightly better everything. And then it also tells you how to, but it also tells you how to go find that this article said that and quote it. And then like I've wildly like produced content that I'm certain has misled people just as like a side hustle thing, because like, yo, if somebody says write this page and it's gonna be that much dollars, then I'm gonna write that page because that's a job. So I actually know how fucked up page 1 of Google is. And I know how fucked up the information flow is, because like, yo, or sometimes people will post these videos and I'm like, say word, I could write a script and film and edit exactly what you're sharing. And that shit fucks with me a bit, because like if I could do it, not hyperbolically, I mean fucking literally, I could write some shit like that, then that shit is fucked up to me, because too many people can do it. It's not that hard. Anybody in this chat could do what these people are sharing, and that's what's wild to me. But then you get to the peer-reviewed study shit, and that shit's so jargon-filled that like even with some level of stat knowledge, I be sitting there going, what the fuck does this paper even say? I get the gist of the abstract, and then when you get to the fucking nuances of how the 1,234 people from Pennsylvania reflect everybody in life, you get mad confused. Okay, like it's not simple. So like, how is everybody a fucking expert on shit when I promise none of these people are actually opening up a peer-reviewed thing? Because, yo, I read a lot, and I can't read that shit.
Yeah, and you know what? And you know what's crazy? Like, people like, it's amazing the kind of shit people believe. Like, one of my family members, you know, I was talking about getting my fucking, and I can't drive, so I'm kind of held hostage a little bit.
Right.
I still have to get my vaccine to go back to fucking college, and I want to get it. But it's just like, one of my family members was like, oh, well, I hear kids are dropping dead because of cardiac arrest. I literally, after the vaccine, I wonder why. And I look it up. I couldn't find one shred of any, I couldn't even find an article that was reporting on like kids dropping dead after the vaccine. Like, where do you get this shit?
Bro,
it's supposed to be
like,
all about the facts, right?
It'll be some video of a person like me be like, check it, yo. I'm gonna tell you something that the media is not going to tell you.
You know what? When,
I'm sitting there
I don't
and
mean to
I'm
interrupt.
back. Hold on, I'm back. I'm like the fucking hospital. I be sitting there watching the nurses. This is what they're not. I seen the files, yo. Check it. This is how many people. They're fucking lying on these certificates. They're faking the numbers. I'm telling you, I have personally witnessed this. And that's all it is. It's like a person that's really, I mean, that was just off the dome. Trust, if I wrote a script, motherfuckers, it would be on. But like, that's some, to me, vile shit to make content like that. That's partly why I'm a terrible capitalist, because I don't do some of that shit. I actually have to do more like tastefully versions of that. But basically, like, people be wildly convincing when they want to be convincing. And let's say you're skeptical because your community's been lied to by the government for like, I don't know, 400 years.
Yeah,
you see
like
somebody that be speaking exactly to you about exactly the shit that you're already skeptical about. And yo, or I'll see shit like they'll be like 50,000 medical professionals believe some shit. And so I Googled it. There are something like 9 figures of medical professionals in the world, or 8 figures. 50,000 out of 8 figures is not a number I give a shit about. 50,000 out of 100,000 is a number I'll care about, you know? Like, but so I worked out that like less than 1% is that 50,000. And I was like, yo, what the fuck? That's just like a not understanding of statistics and shit, right? And then everybody creates like content and discussion around it, and now everybody's been told that, like, opinions are equal. That's this weird notion. Like, I don't think all my opinions are equal. I don't even
Yeah.
think y'all should, like, fully trust half the shit I say half the time. Like, definitely know that
Right.
I go on rants and shit. That
Mm-hmm.
don't mean I'm right. I'm just
Right.
passionate.
Yeah. And the thing I had to realize is, especially growing older, is that, the thing that most people don't want to do is, like I was saying about affirmation and shit like that and ego. Like, they don't want to learn shit because they believe shit, their group of friends believe that shit, and that's why they're, kind of like such a tightly knit group. So a lot of people don't really want to learn. Like, there was shit I was wrong about, you know. I remember just being where I'm from, I didn't really completely understand racial issues in this country, and then I did. I don't claim to know everything, but I know more than I definitely knew back then. And it's just like, okay, I really, kind of understand that it's, I still believe that classism is a huge component of it. The end goal is division at the end of the day, and people wanting to maintain power. But it's just back to what I was. My main point is just people gotta have the fortitude to see things from different perspectives. Even when that doesn't mean you have to agree with somebody. Like, I understand the skepticism. I'm not saying people shouldn't just blindly trust the government, but regarding this vaccine, like, they're not like they're literally like they're not making you like you could get that shit for free. You know what I mean? Like, they're not.
Well,
You know.
there's two. Okay, I've noticed a couple of things with this vaccine conversation. Actually, throughout whole COVID, there's been two conversations. One side says, like, apples are red, and then the other side is like, trucks use fuel. And the conversation is that drastically different when you read the Facebook threads and don't pick a side. You just, like, eat the popcorn and watch it. And nobody's having the same conversation. So they quote the same facts at each other the whole time, but, like, they're not listening. So, like, take the mask debate. One group was like, masks don't protect me. The other group's like, yeah, they're not supposed to. It's about not sharing your spit and shit. Like that Speaking Moistly jam Justin Trudeau dropped.
Yeah, I
Actually, it was
don't
a
think people
remix.
understand what the masks are supposed to do. They think masks
So
are. Yeah.
yeah, and so you get entrenched. And now if we talk vaccinations, you have, like, people posting shit like, yo, if only vaccinated people can travel, how's the shit still spreading? And it's like, because the vaccinations is about not overflooding the hospitals with
Right.
fucking severe
Exactly.
symptoms.
Right.
And then, so, like, you say that, and then the other group is like, yeah, but I could still get sick, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yo, they're, like, not
You're
the
not
same
gonna die.
conversation.
God damn
Like,
it.
but, like, both sides be talking about extremely different things, and, like, they're not really addressing each other's or listening, and it's, like, super bizarre to me. It's just a
Yeah.
bizarre thing to see play out, because it's like when you go to real life and you run the numbers, it's like, most people are just doing whatever, like, they're not arguing on Facebook, is what I realize, is most people
Right.
are not on social media. They're not obsessed with YouTube. Like, when you really think about it, if a video gets 2 million views, that's nothing.
Yes, for sure.
I mean, it's a lot, don't get me wrong, but, like, there's 8 billion people,
Right.
like, that's the whole world. And then you have, like, another situation where, because this shit's privatized by Western governments, other countries have not the same level of access when it doesn't have to be like that. They could open source the shit, and then, like, everybody's just vaccinated and crap. And so, unfortunately, it gives the skeptics these, like, loophole arguments, as I call them, where they're completely fucking right, and it's really stupidly weird. And then how do you trust this government that, on the one hand, is saying vaccinations is hella important, everybody get vaccinated, but only if you
Right.
pay us and you're not from here, so it's free for you, but it's not free for Africa.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
that's the
Yeah, that
wild
makes a lot of
shit
sense.
about it.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. That's pretty
Actually,
fucked up.
like, I was like, my company has an office in Ukraine, so I'm talking to my team, and my team is Ukrainian folk, right? They live in Ukraine. They're not in our reality. And they were explaining their skepticism has to do with how the American government and even the Canadian government was dumping the shitty vaccines on them.
Mm-hmm.
And then their government is like, well, this is the vaccine we have. And
Right.
so it's like, then you're like, okay, I understand how somebody could get, like, really caught up in shit,
Right.
because unfortunately, our governments are being wildly weird about this shit.
Hell yeah, absolutely.
Not that I
Yeah,
encouraged it. I got vaccinated and shit. I was just all about
yeah,
that. I'm like, trust the
yeah. It's ultimately just
384 people that are gonna die from this shit is smaller than me fucking smoking. I'm literally vape
yeah,
nicotine. The fuck am I afraid of a fucking vaccine? To be honest, I eat bullshit that is going to kill me
yeah.
faster than a
You know what
vaccine
though,
will. To be honest
and
with y'all, like just the
that
facts
kind
of
of
it.
get that kind of brings me to a point too. Like, I have a genetic disorder that it's why I'm blind. I'm losing my hearing too. It's just eating away at like all my faculties. You know what I mean? And it's just like, why the fuck? Like, I honestly think living to old age, like super old age, is just fucking overrated. I don't care. Like, I don't want to have kids. I don't care about passing down my last name. I don't care about that typical middle American fucking story. I don't care about it. So a lot of the things that these people like a lot of people hold dear, or they romanticize. I just don't care about it because I've seen like older people like you know whether they're good or bad people, like they're fucking like once you hit a certain age, your body just starts to take a shit, and especially considering like the stuff that we intake on a daily basis, like you know, sure we're living, you know, we may be able to live a lot older than we used to, but it's just like I just want to live, man. Like,
Yo,
and I'm not saying
apparently,
like
so
I'm
I'm not
actually trying
living
to.
longer than we used to. That's just the average. Apparently, people used to live to 80 like all the time back then. It's just that the amount of shit that would kill you is less.
Right,
So,
right.
like, you're not as likely to have a barbarian chop your head off or have a famine wipe out 20% of your population or, ironically, have a virus wipe out 20% of the humanity. It's just
Right,
not as likely because science.
right. Yeah, and it's
So
just
more people live out the full potential of that 80 years that or whatever that we were always capable of. That's from
yeah,
that fucking guy who wrote *Sapiens*. I'm reading his other books, and it was in that. So I'm like, say a word. That's relevant.
yeah. And I mean, just because I don't really care about living to like super old age, I'm still trying to lose weight and stuff like that. I just don't really feel like, you know, I just don't really care about, being that old dude, like that dependent old dude. I just don't want to be that guy. I
Mm.
want to be like I don't care about, and a lot of these people like I feel like they have like insecurities and they need to justify their positions, and they really like to just pick on people for, I could have a beer and like, oh, you're drinking a beer, you're fucking alcoholic. I'm like, bro, I'm just having a fucking beer, man. I'm happy. I'm enjoying life right now. I'm not using it as an escape for my depression or whatever. Like I'm happy, bro. Or someone's smoking a joint or whatever. It's just like, yo, why the fuck do people give a shit? Like, leave people alone. Like, they're not bothering you. It's like this whole shit that people have against, you know, LGBT. It's just like, why the fuck do you care, bro? Just leave them alone. They're not bothering you. They're not the one. The same people that say, oh, they're indoctrinating, and then they'll indoctrinate their own bigoted ass views onto their children. It's so fucking backwards. It's just like, why the fuck do you care? Just let people live, you know. But
Yeah,
yeah,
because the facts is if you're a white middle class person, as everyone else in life gains, your group is going
yeah,
to lose a little bit because it's a math equation and unfortunately that group is really unhappy that the balance of life is shifting and they're not winning like they are accustomed to winning is my understanding of the situation, to be honest. Like, take like hiring policies like racial quotas. It literally is a policy that says we're gonna have less white men. That's literally
yeah.
the policy, good or bad.
Mhm.
That's not really the point. So you
Yep.
can see how that group is going, oh shit, I actually have to try harder and da 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 da. It's
Right,
not like I
exactly.
can coast through on this narrative that got sold to me by everybody. And the narrative that gets sold to you when you a white boy is really fucking good.
Hmm.
And then all of a sudden, that's not what real life is because, yo, the world is kind of shifting in big ways. But when people get promised dreams and then expectations don't meet the realities, they act like fucking children, is what I
Hmm.
think is happening to a lot of people, especially
Yeah.
millennials. Millennials really were force fed this like you're special bullshit when we were young. They used to be like all over my classroom and crap. I remember it vividly, like colorful signs,
Yeah, a
affirmation
happy dappy
messages
shit.
that like made me sound like I'm gonna be a fucking superstar in life. I don't know. Turned me into a little narcissist, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like I don't feel like not enough people are they keep it real with their kids, and I mean, there's a limit. You don't want to like just dump everything on your fucking kid at once, but I just don't believe in all this fucking lying and shit. Like people where I'm like in, I have a disability, so a lot of people get like this peppy, fucking fluffy motivational shit. Like, oh, you're special, or you don't have a disability, you have an ability. And as I got older, I just started to realize like that's so fucking bullshit. Because the thing about it is like, and I'm not comparing myself to anyone else, like anyone else's struggles or like racial struggles, but blind people are inherent like whether for better like whether from the worst to the best instance or least to the worst, I don't know. Like we're not, people look at us different. Like we're not, people have assumptions. Like we're not looked at to them. We're not considered as equal to them as they may consider someone else who fits their, box of normality. And, there's nothing wrong with talking about that. Like I remember I would talk about that shit and people would try to like talk me down, or people were like, "Oh, you're wrong. You're just da da da." Like, no, this shit is fucking real. And it's not like I need anyone's like I'm going to keep doing my shit regardless.
Yo,
That's not the point.
just like to jump on the whole visual impairment shit. I forget that technically speaking, to a minor extent, I am visually impaired. That's like a fact. That's because I have glasses and shit. And I
Right,
got
yeah, yeah, yeah.
reminded of that with this masks on in the stores. When I go blind for like 2 minutes every time I walk into a store in Montreal's fucking frozen ass weather, and I fucking swear I get anxious and shit. It's actually wild. So like, I don't know, man. If you can't see and shit, that definitely
Yeah.
creates a hurdle. But then I definitely do think people be looking at people different when they know they can't see and
Hell yeah.
all
Yeah.
of it. Because I mean, it's a lesser talked about thing, but it's definitely up on the group of shit that people in the '80s would have just happily made fun of for the sake of it.
Yeah. And I just feel like this whole like kind of beating around the bush and try to make things seem better than what they really are, it creates like, because a lot of blind people, and there are blind people that are, you know, I don't identify with any specific blindness organization like the NFB or whatever. I actually feel like they're kind of a cult, but it's just like
Say a
you
word.
create this narrative, and then blind people get all like comfortable amongst themselves, and they kind of lose perspective of the rest of the world, like because that's what we're up. Not I don't want to say up against, but like this is the playground we're in. Like we have to live with other people that have sight, that that come from different walks of life, that have different stories, different backgrounds, and it's just like we are unique, for better or worse. We are unique, you know, individuals in the fact that a chief faculty that most people rely on, we don't have, and unfortunately, you know, a lot of people don't really have the fortitude to want to learn about this stuff. Like, and I mean the average person, not someone that like, because there are people that go to school to be a visual TVI, like a teacher for the visually impaired. That's what that means. And you know, it's just like, and it'll show up in like weird ways for me too. Specifically, like I'll be talking to a chick, or talking to a girl, and I'll just be like, it was when I was in college, and I bumped into her by the elevator, and we just kind of started chopping it up, and we went to the you know to the we went to go get food. I can't wait to go fucking back to that school, but you know we were about to leave, and I'm like, hey, do you want me to give you my number? And I wasn't really trying to like be like super aggressive or anything, but she's like, yeah, we could be friends, and I'm like, and in my head I'm like, well, I wasn't trying to like push up on you like that, but okay. And it's just like certain shit, like how people kind of approach. I find that like I have to really be like, I'm not really allowed, like I'm talking a lot now, but like in general I'm a very quiet, reserved person if I don't know somebody. So a lot of times like I'm very low key, and people kind of view that as me you know, in the context of me not being able to see as like,
No, I fucking swear, bro. If I have my glasses off and I'm in a room, I don't say a fucking word.
yeah.
I can't see her face. I'm not in my element. I know you could probably read voices really well, so it kind of gives you like a
Not
sense
with
of
how
like,
shitty my hearing has gotten, but I used to be able to. But yeah,
right. But it probably creates more comfort in that call environment, right? Like
right.
rather than in the room full of shit. Cause yo, I'm telling
I
you,
just don't like drawing attention to myself like that. You
if
know,
I
some
can't
people
see
be
your eyes and shit, it fucks me up. I don't even want to talk. I just want to sit there and like, yo, it freaks me out a bit. Like, I don't know. I
yeah.
mean, I'm okay with like
Some people
calls
think
too,
that
but like, nah, it's crazy how much like, because people do a lot of communicating with their bodies and faces that they just expect you to read, and if you
hmm
can't actually see that shit, which look, like I can see well enough if we like I'm about to kiss you close, but like we start getting to like a group level, it's kind of blurry and shit, and I can't
yeah.
follow it, and even when it's blurry, it's like I have to take extra effort to process what the fuck I'm seeing, whereas glasses it's just like whoosh, and I'm like, okay, we good.
Right. And it's just like I think people kind of see that like me being relatively quiet with the disability and they're like, "Oh, well, he's kind of not really like he may not have." Whereas, I may have a few beers and I'm like, joking and being sarcastic and shit and people see that and he's like, "Oh, this is like a whole ass person right here." Like, you know what I mean? It's like you have to kind of like make people, and I don't really feel like I'm obligated to make people feel comfortable with me at all. That's not my problem. But it's just when you're able to like, excuse me, when you're able to like in a social setting, you're drinking, you're cracking jokes and shit and being sarcastic or just chopping it up, and people see that and they're like, oh, well, this person is more like me than whether than they would be if they saw me like just kind of minding my own business, listening to something on my phone and eating food. Like people just don't get it, you know. A lot of I don't want to say compensation, but like just you know, especially in the dating world, like you got to really kind of go out of your way to, you know.
Your
But
dating
it is what it is, though. I'm not complaining. It's just
dating
the cards I was
is
dealt.
is wild, bro. Is it like challenging? I guess it must be. People be, yo. Let's talk about tech for a quick second, cause like I was gonna
Right.
ask about video games, but now I'm curious. Like, how does like Tinder and shit? Like, is that like doable?
Tinder's actually not accessible for me. Um, like the app itself, like what I basically mean is so everything I use has like some kind of a screen reader on it. So essentially, what that means is it translates what's on the screen into speech output, and programs have to be written a certain way, whether it's on the computer or on the phone, to be um for me to be able to use them. And Tinder, at least when I tried it, wasn't working. And I tried like these dating apps and shit, bro. I've gotten skipped so many times because I don't have an ass load of pictures on my feed. I've gotten the bot so many fucking times. Like it's just a fucking mess. I feel and the chicks on I use this old ass piece of shit site called Meet Me that some set a girlfriend a friend of mine put me onto like 4 years ago, and as far as I know, the dude she met on there, she's still with. I guess she fucking struck gold. I don't fucking know, and it was just like this is just bullshit, man. It's just people
Yo,
as
being a girl on a dating site is a really different
yeah, no, it's
experience.
tough. It really is tough. It's
Different.
tough because
Like, yo, check it. My
dudes are
girlfriend.
fucking nasty, bro. Like
No, but
we are
it's like
fucking
wild.
horrible.
Me and my girlfriend were in Toronto and we downloaded Tinder to check it out for a second, right? And we were out and feeling adventurous. So we just had the account open. I had mine, she had hers. I had no matches. She had over 99 matches within a minute
Oh
of her
my
shit being
god.
open. I was like, yo,
Uh,
because guys wildly be thinking, like, oh, girls just match with everyone, blah, blah, blah. No, girls match with everyone. Imagine when your pool becomes like this sea of endless dudes just swiping right
yeah.
to everything.
And
Because that's
like
what, be honest,
most of it
guys,
is like
that's what you doing. You just swipe in. You're not reading profiles after a while. You just like, fuck it.
just
Why am I
looking
going to
you looking at
bother?
them like yeah. And it's just like for me it was just the people I was getting on Meet Me weren't really like a lot of them didn't really have like shit going, and I understand like I don't have everything going for me either, but it's just like they were just not emotionally stable. It was just like, yo, what the fuck am I dealing with? Like I don't want to. I want to leave my parents' house. I don't want to be fucking stuck here. Like, and most chicks like that I was talking to on there couldn't really drive. Like, it was just like, bro, I can't. Like,
Yo,
I
I can
can't.
tell you one thing. The number one thing that determines if you're gonna meet a girl on an internet site, if I'm gonna tell you to be honest, fellas, it isn't your looks. You think it's your looks. It's not. All the
Yeah.
dating sites that have that checkbox for having a car, it's that. It's if you have a
Mhm.
car, dudes. If you have a whip, your success
Yeah.
rate is going up. Yo, when I had a car in college, bro, it was wild. I don't have a car now. I'm not single, but like if I was single, that would be the absolute biggest fucking hurdle I faced because
Mhm.
frankly, in your 30s, if you don't have a whip versus a dude with a whip, the
Mhm.
it just changes everything. So it's
Yeah.
like wild how much the car matters if you're a guy more than salary and everything else. It's the car.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and it was just like I didn't have like ass loads of I'm not really the kind of person that even likes doing like I guess I'm old school like that. Like I just don't like taking pictures of myself. I guess that's reflective in that apathetic ass picture I sent you for for the
Yeah,
thumbnail.
I was like, I can't use this picture. I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I kind of didn't really explain the whole
Nah, I had
disability thing to you at
no
that point,
idea.
so I wasn't.
However, I will recommend just on some real shit because you are gonna possibly deal with more media and shit.
Hmm.
Pay a dude to take a pic or three and edit it.
Yeah,
Just like
like
get a
even in
couple
my
like
regular pictures, like I don't smile in those pictures. Like I'm just not. I just don't like taking pictures. So like I don't have like an ass load of pictures to take. So
what
I
I
think
can
people are just
tell
like, oh,
you.
this man has one picture. Oh, I'm skipping his ass. Fuck this guy.
I had to learn how to smile in pictures. It was like it took me like multiple years to kind of learn how to fake smile in a way that was convincing. Like that was like I watched a guy lose an election over not being able to fake smile, and that was like big for me because this guy could have won an election if he had learned how to smile and beat Justin Trudeau, but he couldn't smile, so nobody fucking liked him. And I was sitting there
That's
as a
so
rapper
fucking
going,
weird. I know.
this
Yeah.
shit's like politics, right? End of the day, there's a
Yeah.
gajillion fucking rappers, so like nobody's gonna pay attention. I'm like scowly McScowl face all fucking time. Yo, even when I started his interviews, I talked to Iron Solomon, who's like a legend in battle rap and shit,
Mm.
for
Yep.
2 fucking hours, and I didn't smile for 2 hours, and I'm like, that's actually a problem, right? Because motherfuckers, like you said, with the social signals and shit,
Hmm.
they wanna you want to present this inviting, warm, fucking like, yo, I'm fun, even if you're not, because like in the art
Yeah.
of music and shit, it kind of matters a bit more than anyone wants to admit if your goal is to reach people outside of super fans and artists.
Or
Like,
yeah, and I mean, I feel like I'm one of those people that just because I don't have the visual cues that I don't really go by those things. Like I go by personalities. I go by the things that conversations like different. I kind of as I got older, I got very perceptive on how to read people's like vibes just by how they certain words that they use, and actually made me better at not being a fucking crab, but um, just keeping it a buck. Um, and it was just like I don't really feel like, and we're flawed social we're animals with fucking we're intelligent animals, okay? But it's just like you know like people want to be able to like look at you and be like, oh, this guy is he's an inviting person. He wants to. He may not be opposed to me talking to him. Whereas me, I'm kind of like, even if I'm just looking like I'm just there, like apathetic, it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm like I want to fucking crack somebody's fucking jaw.
yo, I got
It's
a
just
question on this
yeah,
whole
yeah,
vein of things. So you're an interesting use case for a metaverse that everybody's trying to like push towards. And I've always thought that there were certain demographics where like in music in particular where let's be fucking real, sometimes what you look like actually does prevent your success. There are people
yeah,
that should have popped but the prettier person did, and that's a huge part of life. But what happens when it's avatars and nobody fucking really sees you and you're just like, cause yo, look at like dudes like Dead Mouse, where frankly nobody gives a fuck what he looks like, cause he's a fucking guy with a mouse helmet.
right. Yeah, I think I think that actually reminds me of some cases where that was like I don't know if you know about R.A. the Rugged Man when he was first
Absolutely,
coming out. Yeah,
he
yeah,
was he was
legend.
doing some dumb shit though.
But when he first came out, like when he was on Jive and he was under Crustified Dibs, like they wanted to not like show his face on anything. Not the don't put your face on the 12-inch singles. Don't put your face on the album. But what was that song? Bloody Axe, like in the video, and they wanted to have him like all wrapped up and shit. And then like at the end of the video, you actually see that he's a white dude because like back then, because if you listen to R8, like he's from Long Island, and you listen to his shit, you really wouldn't be able to tell if he was white or black.
I
And
just knew he was white when I heard him, so I never had that version of him. But I suppose,
maybe it's what did you hear the later part of his
yeah,
career?
I found out about his early part of his career on YouTube, watching like Method Man talk about how he got blackballed and Method Man couldn't
Yeah,
save
that
him.
video was funny as fuck too.
It's like Method Man's like, this is the first time they ever said no to me. I wasn't used to that, and I was like, say word.
We are
That must
not
have been.
fucking with R-rated rugged man.
And I'm
The man's
like,
got skid marks on his underwear. Like that video was funny as shit.
yo, but like he did some wild, he like admits it, but he used
He
to
was
do shit
wildin'.
like running around the clubs and jack off on people. Like he is the guy that
Yeah.
did that to people, and he did that in like a literal capacity. And their labels were like, I don't think we can touch this talented motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, he came from a very, very rough, Agent Orange fucked up his family quite a bit, and it's just like, you know, it's tough, and it's amazing to see him kind of bounce back to where he's like this amazing. And I always liked RA, even like his early wild shit, but like, he's such like he's a full like artist, like respected artist now, and he's actually putting out a really great body of work, and but yeah, what was I saying? What were we talking? Oh yeah. Like they didn't
Aesthetics.
want to show that he was white at first, and I can't think of any. What else? I think Wu Tang had like the ski masks on their album cover, but I don't think that was because of that. I think it was because
Nah, I think I don't know if this is true, but like I heard as an example, like Ghostface had a warrant at one point, so they were trying to like half cover his
yeah, he
face,
he wasn't
shit
trying
like
to. Yeah, he
that.
was.
Or like on the cover, like they just didn't have enough of the woos, so it's all like sound engineers and like because there's like 7 dudes on that first cover, right?
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
not 9 of them, so like
Because I believe You God was. I don't know if he was in jail when 36
yeah,
Chambers came out, but one of them was not. One of them was not there.
yeah. So it's like you look at that situation and you're like, okay. And then because I would just watched American Sanga and Rizzo was telling his mom how like an engineer's fucking hands is out and he's not even on the cover, and so I'm gonna assume that that's it. But I know I've read about it before, and they were just dealing with the circumstances. So they took everybody who was in the room and they covered everyone's faces, so you couldn't really tell who the Wu Tang Clan, and it kind of added to the
Right.
lore. It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
definitely like they didn't have everybody in the room type thing, so they work with what they had. Is my understanding of that situation. But I just thought about like the whole aesthetic thing. Like, let's say you become an avatar now. Now it doesn't really matter what you look like because somebody just designs your fucking avatar and you do exactly the same shit.
Right.
Build an entire audience around avatars. And I know this isn't appealing to like the whole world, but like it wasn't lost on me when I was a lot fatter that if I wasn't fatter I would do better.
Mhm.
Like it wasn't lost on me, and so like sometimes like especially when I was younger I'd like fantasize about this world where this avatar universe existed quicker, because then it would just be like, yo, I could be this crazy ass artist and nobody would know what the fuck I look like, and I'd probably pop
Right.
off more. And I don't know how true that is or not, but it
I
started
think for
getting
some
me.
people it does work because I think like sometimes role like especially when you're dealing with like hyper mainstream music, a lot of people have like I feel like if your look goes along with like if it fits like a glove with the like when M came out, like he was the fucking blonde haired, the fucking t-shirt, like he's just looking crazy, right? And his image fit like his early records, like because it was crazy because that's really the environment that he came out of, you know, and it kind of added like to his shock value when he first came out. But
Mm,
I think some people can play like it's also how you kind of manipulate and shape the mis- the mis- the mystery whatever the fucking word is mysterious, you know, kind of like Doom is obviously a classic example. Um, Daft Punk because people didn't know what they looked like for a while. Um, and they
Yeah.
kind of had like a whole
Or
lore. I think
or that.
gorillas would qualify in that category too.
No, I think people knew who they were though. Like they knew who they were, but like it just didn't matter to people, right? Because like they were already famous. Like there was the dude from Blur and like some other journalist guy, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken. It's Gorillas. It might not be Blur, so if I'm wrong, don't come at me. I just
yeah.
know
I'm not.
it's like
I'm not completely sure
one of
either.
them British fucking bands that was like in that era. So like they was like already established, and then Del the Funky Homo Sapien was rolling with them for a quick minute. So like again, all established fucking people, and they were just creating an art project. But it's an I think Prozac is a better example because Prozac was 40-year-old white dudes that became musicians, so they hid behind that fact by being these little fucking cartoons.
Right.
I don't know if you know Prozac. They might be Canadian.
Nah, never heard of them.
They're like two cartoon dudes. And because back in the day, Canadian laws used to force people to listen to more Canadian shit, so you would just get more Canadian shit. And Prozac is a byproduct of that, and I think a whole bunch of Canadians know exactly what I'm talking about. And it might, maybe we should like fucking give love to Prozac on this channel and let people know how good "Sucks to Be You" really is.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. I was gonna say though, when you brought up Dell, I instantly thought of Cool Keith, who has like a fucking shitload of different um personas. People
Yo,
know what he
imagine.
looks like
Okay,
though.
so imagine that dude with the access to the metaverse, with his imagination and what he
Right.
could do with live shows. Like he could just perform and have it set up in a way where all of these fucking characters that he creates are on stage as manifestations, and you can like more, you wild shit that you
Yeah.
just can't fucking do in real life, whether or not you want that. That's not the point. And I even want to replace the other, but like that's the whole other side, is the creative output potential of like fully immersive fucking experiences for music is wild to me.
Yeah. And I guess I couldn't really do it because it's just like my music is like so much a reflective of how I feel and what I think and the things that I as an individual, you know, my entire life. So it's just me creating a character, like creating a bunch of characters and shit is actually more of a challenge for me because music is just an extension
Well,
of who I am, you know what I mean?
you can still just be an avatar of you being yourself. That's still also an option. That's the
Yeah.
thing that's wild about it. On that, they're gonna get to a point, and Facebook's fucking learning how to do this. They're gonna be able to upload a picture of yourself, and your avatar is gonna look like you, down to like body shape and shit. So like, trust, they're working on that. That's coming. And so like, I don't know. I think it's gonna be like a wildly interesting world that we're gonna move into, where you're gonna end up with like a character selection sheet, like in a video game. Do you play video games?
Yeah, quite a decent amount. A lot more when I was younger, but well, I actually have I have a modded PS2 that's sitting right next to me, so
How
yeah.
does a modded PS2 work?
So essentially I have the um if you remember the fatter PS2 with
Right.
the piece on the back that you take off and you put the network adapter on. So essentially what I did was there's these kits these software you could download called there's a memory card exploit called free McBoot or free MC boot, and it basically lets you run uh unsigned code on the PS2, and you can actually run games off of like a network attached storage or they have one for hard drives, free HD boot, and I put it on a hard drive and then I preloaded the hard drive with like a shitload of games. And all I got to do is boot up the PS2, go to OPL, and there's a shitload of games on the hard drive. I don't need the disc. I just have it hooked up to my TV, and every now and
Yeah,
again I
they're
play
like
some fucking PS2.
visibility options and shit that you have to like navigate.
Um, at on that era of consoles, no. It's all memorization, and I grew up with those consoles too. So it's just like, okay, when I boot up the console, the memory card is if I want to go to the memory card, I press X, and then there's left to right memory card one, memory card two, and I actually can't really do much else. Like I can't read the saves and stuff like that. I think it goes from like the newest to the oldest. I'm not sure, but it's just a lot of memorization. Like I'll have someone say, okay, I'll ask someone, okay, where is this? And then it's like, oh, it's four down, and then I'll remember that for later. And then remember my list of games, and it shows up in alphabetical order, so I could look at that list of games versus the one I'm on now, and then just be like, okay, I have to go down this many times, up this many times. But the new consoles, like the Xbox One especially, have has narrator on it, so I actually don't have to deal with that. I could just, you know, it won't fix the game, but I can navigate the damn console and actually use it,
So
download
when the
shit,
game comes in,
stuff
you
like that.
just like does that must limit like what you can play.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't really play many newer games because the gaming industry is so fucking so many half-ass games coming out that aren't even finished yet, and I don't play games like I used to. Like I'm always like I don't have the time for it that I used to. I used to play so much when I was younger, but as a consequence, I play a lot of games that I played when I was younger. So my favorite game series is the Metal Gear series.
Right.
Um, a lot of other shit like some back when EA was dope. I'm a big fan of like the Fight Night games and shit. Tekken goes hard. Um, Mario Brothers goes crazy, even though I'm shit at Mario Brothers. Grand Theft Auto, obviously, that's a game I spent countless hours. I remember when I found, I remember I was talking about this with somebody the other day. I remember being in third grade, and this was before I had access to the internet. And my boy Sean, he brought in a bunch of cheat codes for me, and I wrote them on my big ass like I used to write shit on this big ass Braille typewriter, right? So I was writing these cheat codes down one by one on this fucking piece of paper, and there was a while where I couldn't find my San Andreas disc, and it was Easter Eve of 2009. I was 8 years old, right? And I popped that shit in. I'm like, oh, I have the cheat codes. I pull that shit out, and I just go to fucking town. I don't even have all the cheats yet. That was like my mind was fucking blown. That's one of my best gaming memories. Just fucking love that shit, man. I was
It was a
playing
good
like
time.
late into the night that game,
That's dope.
and that was fucking beautiful.
And so
But yeah, uh,
so all that. When did you like start to get more serious with music?
around 11 or 12, I remember I got so much out of gaming to the point where my mother actually made me give away my GameCube and my Vita. I had a Vita. I want to get my Vita back. That system is fire. Um, Still have my PSP. It's a hacked PSP, but around 2012, 2013, I actually got to a point where I felt like I really wasn't, but I was fucking you know I felt like I was addicted to gaming, which I really wasn't. I was just people go through phases. Like I did music for a while. I wanted to play games for a while, and then you know I actually deleted all the games I had on my computer. I like deleted the fucking installers for them, the disk images and everything, and I just wiped them out. And it wasn't, and I didn't play no games for like 9 months straight. But I kind of found a happy medium. But it was mainly 2012, it was 2013 when I started to get real, serious about not just doing music but also studying, learning about the culture, hip hop culture, and things like that.
And you started with making beats and mixing, right?
Yeah, that's when I started to also find my identity, who I was as a person, rather than like trying to follow a narrative of a fucking person that most people follow.
So as you're making beats and stuff, when did you start to move into the more turntablism side of things?
Um, Actually, fairly recently. I was always interested in it. At first, it started out as just wanted to do scratches on my records, right? And then I saw Rock Raider 1995 DMC Championship routine where he does a crazy beat with Eric B as president on 45, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I kind of went down the rabbit hole, and I just started learning about different crews, ISP, X Men, and then you know Scratch Perverts from the UK, different DJs like A Track, you know, uh, fucking shit, DJ Noise, who's super underrated. He's from Denmark. Lot of people, and I had a cheap ass controller. I did a song called Scratch Thoughts on a cheap ass controller. I threw it out, but it was only about a year ago that I actually got my first. I had a turntable, but it wasn't a turntable you wanted to cut on. Like the torque of the platter was ass, and I was collecting vinyl to just listen to vinyl. I'm all about my vinyl, but I got my first turntable, started getting more vinyl. Um, had a mixer that had the crossfader was kind of shit. The cut in time was really bad, so I couldn't really do too many scratches. And then later, I got my second turntable, like I want to say 6 7 months later, thanks to school refunds, because of the pandemic. Um, I got my second turntable, and I got a new mixer that had an innovator in it. An innovator is like, I don't know if you know about the innovator, but it's basically
No.
kind of like it's like a fader that's designed to fit every mixer, but it's designed for turntablists to have like you can customize it to whatever you want. So like the tension of the knob, um, the cut in time, like how much dead space you want before it cuts in and stuff like that. And it's just a really great fader. I popped that shit in there and it was just off. It's just off to the fucking races, man. And I haven't gotten into like juggling too much because the problem is like it's very visual based, and I actually did manage to do like some backspins, like 1 bar backspins with the sticker on the vinyl, just tactily, which is really tough. But I'm mainly focused on like the scratching aspect and just trying to get my scratches up. But I'm juggling that also with all the other stuff I'm working on. Like I'm working on the Ground Zero tape. That's probably the Invasion tape that's gonna drop. I guess next year, in the beginning of next year. Um, so it's kind of hard to juggle. Like I can't really, and then I got to go back to school soon. It's kind of hard to really sink into it and just hammer it because I have all these other obligations, which is why I wish I started young. But I have a lot of vinyl now. I'm waiting for an embosser to come in the mail so I can actually label the sleeves of the vinyl so I can like do a mix. Like I want to do a mix on stream at some point, but you know, and I want to get digital too. It's just that I want spinning platters, and the problem is most of the new players they have like touch screens on them, and obviously that's out of the question for me. So I'm looking at the 3900s. The other players I was looking at, the static jog wheels, they don't really spin, so I'm not quite
So
sure
you
if
have
I
to
can't
like
find a
find
3900s.
good old tech because new tech isn't good for visually impaired folk.
Yeah,
That's
right.
a wild thought.
Yeah, touchscreen based, and it's not adapted. Like I want to get an MPC, bro. Like I want the Live 2, man. The machine is fucking awesome, but I can't use it.
And there's
I
no
want to
real
go.
way for them to like
I
I don't know.
mean, it can't be that hard. They do it for phones. It's just that there's not enough of them. They just don't see it. It's just a niche, tiny segment of the market. Like they don't really. I don't think they.
So like I know like my company works with like they develop a PDF editor and it's like a
Yeah.
big deal in the world of PDFs to make sure that you design shit with readability in mind. Like you're just
Hmm.
supposed to do it because of voice to text and all that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
But I can see how most people never really think about it cuz a lot of and I know that's a big deal in the gaming industry too.
Yeah.
That
It's
people
becoming increasingly bigger, which I think is great, personally.
Cause like I don't know, I like to listen to people comment on shit, and yeah, I found that out that accessibility in video games is a big deal. Where like
Yeah.
I don't think about it. I suppose having audio tracks helps, but that wasn't really for anyone. It was just to enhance the cinematic qualities, but like probably made games more playable and shit. And
Yeah.
then
At least, at the very least, at the menus, like if I could just navigate the fucking menus, that helps out so damn much.
and it
That
would
helps out
just
so damn much.
require like a voice to text option on the menus for them to like read to you the menu options, right?
Right. Yeah.
Does that ever get annoying?
Um, there's no singular option that you could apply to a game and it just works. Um, what people do is they make a menu guide where, and this is depending on whether the menus change with future updates or not, but you essentially it's like a map, so you kind of understand where things are. It doesn't. It's not perfect. Definitely, the audio scribe. I think the Master Chief collection actually has they let you it has text to speech in the menus. I have yet to try that though, because I'm on a version of Windows that doesn't support um that particular game. But
Right.
Yeah,
That's
it's there. I mean, I haven't really delved too much into it because, like I said, I'm not really gaming as much, and when I am gaming, it's older games.
no, I just think it's like an interesting. I mean, interesting for me because I don't ever sit there and talk about any of this really. So, and anything new is usually interesting, but
Yeah.
like just how to solve that problem. Like I was just like, cause I guess like if you had a button that lets you read to orient where you're at on this map, and you know, it kind of like creates a more
Somewhat
complete
related, I'm
experience.
completely missing anything that's going on in the chat. So if anyone like said anything towards me, I
Nah,
apologize.
anybody ain't saying shit for a minute actually. It's like
Okay.
it's been a while. There's people there, so shout out to
Yeah,
people
yeah,
there.
they're listening. They're listening.
Yo, I'm all down for team lurkers. Y'all are wonderful folk. I mean, I like team chatters too, but I still love them lurkers.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But yeah. So it's like just I don't know, I think it's a lot of things that a lot of us don't consider. But like I remember watching this video one time that was describing how if you think with accessibility in mind, you make everybody's life better. Like having ramps at the grocery store. It's like
Hmm.
yeah, it's an accessibility move, but like let's be real. Sometimes you see that ramp and you got your heavy ass shit, and you're like, thank goodness that ramp's there, you know, or like it just gives options for other people that benefit society. Or there's even a lot of like going back to video game design, a lot of things have been done in the way shit's developed to make everybody's life easier to handle, like easy mode as an example
Yeah.
for people with like physical limitations that like might not let them have the reflexes. But then if you're really shitty at fighting games like Witcher, like me, you really appreciate fucking easy mode so that the big monster doesn't kick the shit out of you and you can still move along and feel like a badass.
Yeah. And there's some blind people that kick ass in Mortal Kombat. I'm just not one of them.
That must be like wild to get that good at this game to like map out, like because then it's like probability mapping too. And anyway, that sounds fucking wild to like get into.
Yeah. But regarding what you were saying about grocery stores, like something that frustrates me is like I always go with somebody, so it's not really the biggest issue. But like the machine where you swipe, you stick your card in the thing, and it asks you if you want cash back, and you hit the whatever, and then you type in your pin. That's still not accessible. You're still using the pen on the fucking screen, or it's a touch screen. Like it's still not like they have um the self checkout, and it kind of sucks because a lot of cashiers like they're treated as expendable, and they're not paid very well for what they do, and it's really whack. But they have the self checkout, and even then, like they're not like perfect. Like I feel like they have ATMs. Like ATMs have shit going on. Like I remember I was in Long Island, and I tested out a bunch of ATMs, and they did have features for accessibility, but the problem was their headphone jack was 9 times out of 10 busted.
Mm.
So like
So
I
you're
would be like,
saying that
okay,
like they would have like a headphone jack on the machine that you could
yeah,
plug into, so if you wanted it, you could read it, but it otherwise doesn't annoy people by reading your
right,
bullshit.
exactly, yeah,
Oh, especially because it will have like informations that could get read out and like
right,
your
exactly. So you could
fair
type
enough,
in stuff, and people won't be like hearing everything you're typing. It's
bro.
yeah,
I don't mean to cut you off. I'm really enjoying this conversation. My bladder is
yeah,
betraying me. So what I'm
yeah.
gonna
It's
do
all
right
good.
now is I'm gonna go use the washroom right quick. And to Chris, we're not playing more music right now, so you can keep this part. Chris is the editor guy. Shut up, Chris. Shout out Ghostface Miller for sticking around the whole
Word.
time too. And shout
Hell
out
yeah, man.
Ultra
It's all good.
Nightshade for being here. Shout out Ismail. I know your lady friend Bonnie's listening in the next room. She also might watch YouTube in the middle if she gets bored with our topic, but let's be real, sometimes we can go in directions she don't care about.
You know what's kind of funny though. Like I do a podcast too, and I can't listen to my podcast. People love them, but it's just like I just
Never
can't
do
listen
it.
to it. I just get
I
bored.
never
Like
listen to me.
yeah,
I admit,
yeah,
yo, I can't edit me anymore. I like don't care. I mean, I'll edit short shit because like it's stupid to outsource some shit that's like 15 minutes. Then I care a little bit more about how it looks. But like, yo, this is like a whole conversation we're having, and then to go edit this after is like re-having the
yeah,
conversation, and it's
yes, yeah,
terrible.
yeah,
Like I'm
yeah,
not gonna. I remember the conversation after. At least 80% of it is gonna be like in my mind.
And then in the attempts of like trying to edit it without like listening to it the whole time, you miss little things that you should have like either taken out or EQ'd or whatever. And it's just like, god damn it. So I may
yeah.
actually have someone else edit those podcasts. Um, but sometimes
Um,
I'll say shit. The benefit of a pre-recorded podcast is if you say some goofy shit that didn't like, if you try to make a joke that didn't land right. I've done this multiple times where, and
I've no idea.
you could just cut it out. You know what I mean? You could just chop it up, and you can mute that part of the audio. Where it's
Mm.
live, it's like, you gotta, it sticks. Doesn't
Sorry,
matter.
Uja Nightshade. I missed your question because it was up and then I peed and I forgot that you had asked that question. So typically I try to ask the questions, but life happens in this world with chats. But yeah, do you what DAW do you use?
I use actually use Reaper. I use Reaper for
Hey, Reaper Gang!
yeah.
Reaper Gang! Yo, Reaper's the greatest shit ever. I don't even. Like, here's the thing about Audacity: it's free, but Reaper has a $60 option, and its value is time save. Is like, bro, there's no way you can justify not saving the $60 and copping Reaper. Maybe it's $80 now. Who the fuck knows? What I'm saying is, Reaper.
It's 60 as far as I know.
Reaper's so good it connects to OBS with plugins and shit. Like Reaper's next fucking level.
It really is though.
$60.
I need to get that plugin too, because you know what? I'm so sick of using my bullshit FL Studio ASIO with Reaper that fucks up and adds latency to the audio. I gotta get that plugin.
I give up on that whole journey. I know how to correct latency from direct mic, but to go down the path of, I mean, I suppose you could correct it in the same way because it creates like an audio source that Reaper. Okay, I see what I'm saying. I'm already fixing it in my head. What am I saying? But yo, Reaper is life changing. That's all I can say. All I do is.
I mean, it's a bit of a steeper learning curve. When I first got it, I was like, man, what the fuck is this shit? And it was like really confusing. But then I get it because Reaper, you have to. It's like Linux. You have to set it up to like customize it how to work exactly how you want it to work.
Yo, for rappers,
once you do that,
you can plug and play that shit. Don't listen to them, rappers. Plug and play that. You don't really need to know shit except how to arm a fucking device and hit record, and then you can play with effects after if you really want.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of like being able to just record shit, it's that simple. But
when
you start
That's
getting into
cool
the post production,
Ujra.
What do you say?
Does Reaper? Yo, you are getting mad love on your beats. I did not tell you that you're getting mad love. Sorry, I'm failing my fucking duties. Okay, everyone.
Yo, please look understand. Just real quick. Yo, please check out the Crevice Nuggets album. There's more joints on there. There are more like in-depth tracks on there that I have. And December 10th, Ground Zero, The Day the Sky Fell, is coming out, and it's more than just battle bar shit. It's real, topical 2021 shit.
I'm excited for that, man.
Right. I can actually. Could I send you the DistroKid follow link for that?
Yeah. If you send it to me in like a whisper or some other format, even on Discord, whatever.
Yeah, I'll send it on Discord.
I can then copy and paste that shit and it'll be proper, and then y'all can go do that pre-follow. But I did have another question. I don't want to get slapped by my audience no more. They're being like, Holden, you fucking better behave, and I see how it is, everyone.
Yo, but what was his question?
It's she, Uja Nightshade. I mean, unless you have some other pronoun, but I don't really. Anyway, that's a whole other world.
What was their question? What was their question?
When you're talking about like parameters and tweaking shit on Reaper, is there like software that you can plug into it that makes it Reaper, fucking more accessible, or is it a game back on that memory map shit?
There actually is software that Reaper has that excuse me real quick.
Yeah, he's
there
doing
we go.
The fucking linking me. I appreciate.
Yeah, I'm getting that link too. But yeah, it has. So I use a couple things with Reaper. There's an extension that makes it compatible with NVDA as a screen reader, free screen reader, and it totally kills JAWS as far as I'm concerned. Which is JAWS is like the quote unquote industry standard that blind people use. But
Yes, there'd be industry standards for fucking.
Now you got the link. There you go.
I see it.
So it's called Osara, OSARA, and it helps translate like the things that I'm on in Reaper
Yo,
to
if
the
they're
screen reader.
supposed to
But what's
be,
nice about Reaper is
I don't know.
it has a parameters list that's separate from like the
Hold up. Thanks for the sub, fucking Ghostface Miller. I have to interrupt you when that happens.
man's is on fire right now.
Yo, I appreciate it. You don't even understand. My sub game was so trash for like months, and I said nothing because I felt bad about it. But it's really encouraging to see subs coming in any capacity because, I mean, it is mad psychologically helpful and I guess fiscally helpful, but really psychologically, it's crazy.
Mhm.
That shit is the most amazing shit, like, in life. No,
Yeah.
I hear you, Ujanite Shade, but I had a they situation at least once where they was a day, like there's a furry level a day. And it was like I realized in this environment I don't actually know fucking anything. And I should train myself into the habits of not making assumptions so that I could effectively get more money.
Mhm.
It's not really like be a good person. I want y'all to know. I don't do things like that because I think it's necessarily like I give a shit. It's like, nah, I think I can do better in life if I just play by some of these rules. Like fucking just saying they and shit and learning how to. Because it's not like I'm good at it. But I've talked to a
Yeah.
bunch of 20 something year olds that are like, bro, just say they. And I'm like, it took me like fucking half a decade to stop calling people gay and shit. Like, it's not
Yeah.
that
I mean, you
quick.
know, it's the part of the thing for me was, and I grew up kind of like with the very arbitrary standards of like gender and shit like that, and it's just like, and the there and they and shit that actually I use like, problem is like a lot of people use that, and maybe varies for different people, but a lot of people use it and they don't even think about it. But you know, as far as like the pronouns go, gender is so much more complex than just you know, uh, fucking genitalia.
Yo, but it
um,
wildly
you know,
is. But then you have that simplicity conversation, and it kind of goes back to that like level of critical thinking and understanding. Like, how many
yeah.
people really be learning about the nuances of this shit before they formulate
The
opinions? And it's
thing
like,
the thing that I just that bugs me, and it's not real. It's mainly internet based, like we were talking about earlier. Like this whole reactionary shit. Like you assumed my like most people. I've known a decent bunch of transgender individuals, and they are not like that at all. Most of them just want to live their life in peace. They just want to be because the fact that the science behind the gender dysphoria is that the problem is they have the brain structure of the other sex, but the body of the other sex. So what happens is their brain reacts to the wrong hormones. Like that's the science behind gender dysphoria. It's not like some weird. I know a lot of people think it's like some weird perverted shit. It's not. It really isn't. And I think that's the key. You know. And I just saw this fucking video that Vosh did about what's that guy's name? Matt Walsh. He like this transphobic ass book. What a fucking asshole. But it's just coming to an understanding of what shit really is rather than just some blindly just bashing that thing. But you know, most transgender people I met are really, they're regular people. They're people with necks like the rest of us, and they just want to have same opportunity. And unfortunately, they get, they don't always have like the same. That's the reason why we have to make new laws, because people find ways to discriminate against different peoples. Like that's why, the original Constitution did not have an amendment that concerned slavery in it. So, it's just like people, use this excuse like, oh well, it's already illegal to discriminate. And I'm like, bro, you understand that when this country was founded, the people that were saying that fucking all men were created equal were slave owners.
bro, I literally just read a book called something like Black Resistance, White Law, or some shit like that. I mean, that's the principle of it, and it's a walkthrough U.S. constitutional amendments and racial, I guess, fight back. The
Mm-hmm.
history of how people protested their way into the legal. It went all the way to the 90s, from like literally in the 1700s,
Oh
militias
yeah, it's
in
been
the
there since the
South,
start.
like militias in the South and shit, like the original army of the US, its job wasn't the defense of like the country. It was mostly keep the slaves in line because they outnumber us. And I don't know that a lot of people know that that's what the laws and the debates were about back in
Right.
fucking old timey
I'm
Congress.
pretty positive that's where like the original like idea of the police came from too. You know, they used to
Well, I think
patrol the
that had to do
plantations
with
and
that because they used to use like militias and shit for that, right? Like so, like private armies and whatnot. And so yeah, I guess policing is like a metaphysical example. And then I don't know. It's wild to think about how much of it was like literally like debated. Like there was an amendment that they made regarding shit around the Civil War that they didn't word right. I think it's the 14th Amendment. And then so they made the 15th Amendment just to clarify the 14th Amendment because of some shit that was like whatever. And because it was really like
yeah, I'll admit
wild,
the
like
my history
level of
class, I'm a
shit.
little rusty on like I remember learning about all this, but I'm a little rusty. I don't remember exactly what the 14th and I know one of them was
It's
um
just like shit, like more clarifications into what a
yeah,
person means based on the 13th Amendment's definitions because apparently it wasn't clear enough that this meant black people. And so they clarified
yeah.
it further and then they didn't clarify it enough. So they
They probably because
clarified
they
it
wanted to
even
beat around the
further.
bush and not like admit like, they wanted to kind of dance around the fact that the Civil War was not about slavery as a moral issue. It was about slavery as the expansion of the Southern economy out west. They didn't- nobody because if they actually gave a lot of slaves ended up working for their masters after the Civil War anyway.
But that was due to like lack of opportunity because effectively nothing changed. It changed on paper, and that's kind of part of what the
Yeah,
book
it
was
did change on
covering.
paper.
So it wasn't like black people were being given like dope fucking farmlands. They were being given the shittiest shit of all the shit, and then like told make that work, and then oh it doesn't work, come back and work for me. Like the way that argument gets painted neglects how okay, so what ends up happening is enforcement of these laws is where all the issues happen. So the laws are on paper, cool. Is the president going to order the federal army to come deal with every micro issue? No. So it gets delegated to states to deal with this shit. So now you're back to Alabama making choices. And then
Right, exactly. Yeah.
unless so they made like crazy shits like at one point one because every now and again you'd have a president that wanted to try and do some shit or whatever, right? Or a congressman that gave a fuck. So like one of the ways that they could interfere is if you blocked people from crossing state lines, and that would be like a
Yeah.
grounds that the
That's
army could
super
like come
relevant
through.
now. That is super relevant now with this whole abortion shit.
So it's like all things considered, like when you look at it from a constitutional point of view, if like all local government is still racist and not doing what the federal government said, then did the law
Right.
change anything? And did these people really get it? And so it was like a lot of years until like shit really starts to change after quote
Yeah,
unquote slavery ends, and it did
I
it
completely agree.
anyways. It's
Yeah,
like I'm
and
not going to say I'm an expert on it, but certain arguments definitely get framed in a way where they don't actually take into account how like Mississippi still Mississippi back then.
yeah, I believe there was one state that didn't really like completely like abolish slavery until I think that was Mississippi. Uh,
I don't know which one, but I just know
90s.
that Mississippi, Alabama, fucking this
All
whole
the
like
southern
era.
states. You see the pattern, the southern states?
But the northern states ain't innocent, and that's like the other side of the coin. Is the northern states just did it really mad different. So they effectively created really shitty conditions and did a lot of other shit, and they hid behind the "but look, we ain't whipping them directly" kind of clause, and so like
Right.
everyone kind of like looks like it's away, but go run the history of Chicago and tell me that shit's lovely. Oftentimes people
Hmm.
would like emigrate from the south and then land in the north and find out shit ain't exactly prettier up here. It's just different. It's
Yeah.
just
I
not
mean,
as
when they moved
overt.
the northern, like it was all like industrial, like there was no laws like for there was no sanitation laws. There was no and not just slaves but immigrants too, like they were the ones building all the railways and shit, and they weren't getting paid jack and shit. And speaking about immigrants again, the Chinese Exclusion Act, like that was a direct attack against Chinese immigrants because people felt it's just this whole anti-immigrant shit about you know it's the finger pointing or blaming the immigrants for everything that's wrong with you know it's the immigrants' fault. I'm not getting a fair cut. That kind of shit.
Yeah, people, but that becomes political propaganda, I imagine.
Yeah, it is.
Like I'm not saying I like, look, I'm not American, right? So
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Canada's got its own version of shit. Don't act like Canada's innocent. So I just don't know enough about the specifics of the US's version of everything. I just know that systemically there's enough parallels that I can empathize and follow all of it. But all I have to say is like sometimes shit be wildly complicated because of law shit that nobody knows about. I don't even remember how we
Yeah.
got
I
on
mean,
this.
the law.
For the record,
It's
I love
really
this
meant
type of
to.
shit, but I
I
don't
feel like
remember
the
how we got here.
laws. It's deliberately meant to be confusing, so that way, because the law in a lot of cases, like, and you don't have to look hard to look for proof that people that are beyond a certain tax bracket are above the law. So, this whole like that's why I don't really believe in a lot of my family is very religious, and they believe in that whole law of the land shit, which personally is baffling to me because the reason why we're even here, reason why we, fought the British is because we did not want to obey the whole law of the land shit like that. I don't believe that
I think it had
the
to do with
law of the land
taxes.
is concrete. It's not
I'm like
uniform.
80% sure y'all rebelled over taxes and some shit.
Yeah. I mean,
I
and
mean,
you know what's funny too, because like they wanted to. I feel like they just they wanted that piece of the pie. They didn't. They were just mad that the British were taking it because
well,
I believe Washington was like a real proponent of like federalist, like super, like after the war, like industrialize everything, and that's why a lot of like that was what conservatism and liberalism was back then, where the conservatives were like the small farmers, and they felt like the government was going to take their job away because they were moving towards industrialization and factories and mass production and shit like that.
to be fair, they were like hella right. If you look
And
at
then
the
it
percentage of
snowballed
people
into
that
all
became
kinds of shit.
farmers then to now, I
Yeah,
think
I
that's one
mean,
of the
and you know
more.
what? It has the problem with. I can understand that aspect of it, but it just had so much other bullshit that was going on with it. Like, the Southern economy, like I was saying, was so dependent on the slave trade, which the times just show like how fucking
But it was also this like fear and power shit, right? Like I don't
yeah
know. There's some wild crap. Like if you look into Florida's history, there's like a whole war that happens in Florida that's like I don't think it's one of America's pride points, so I don't think we hear a lot about the fact that they kind of did this weird war of attrition for 10 years with the native population there because they was hiding black slaves that was running from the neighboring thing, so they just invaded it and then they pressured Mexico for it. Yo, history's fucking wild, dude. It's like
yeah
really like when you think about like the fucking shit people really do at like country levels, I geek out. I can't even help it. It's just wild to think about how entire patches of land go back and forth like in the span of a decade. It goes from being the US of A to independent territory to Mexico to the states to independent territory to the states, all in like a fucking 15, let's say 15-year period. Isn't that fucking,
yeah.
imagine living there. What?
Oh, yeah. It's so weird too because like 90% of the land we own we took by force. Like we literally forced like the we America. It's why I kind of wonder what people really mean when they say "Make America Great Again." Because like this whole like backwards ass shit, like this whole fucking let's just occupy territory shit, like that's been there since the beginning. Like we killed like
To be fair,
most of the
on that
natives here.
point, I don't know that there's a country that isn't that. That's the history of humanity. It's actually like really modern that like I think the general population has this level of conscience towards it
Yeah.
that they do because like all history is like fucking like you can follow the war and like yeah there's
Uh,
peaceful civilizations but then this empire eats up a bigger piece of the pie. And if you look at like the history of empires, the Greek empire is kind of tiny compared to the
mhm.
Roman empire, and then it gets up to the point where it's like superpowers with the British empire taking over 25% of the world.
Mhm.
25% of the world's
That's
or I think,
pretty large, yeah.
and then it like gets to a point of unsustainability, um and like it kind of dips back to like I guess where we're at now, where people are starting to realize that that level of colonialization and mercantilism ain't the
Yeah.
fucking move. And I was it was even then it was economic because when you look into because I read fucking Adam Smith's Wealth of Nations, and that book is like fuck mercantilism because it is shitty fucking economics. And honestly, Mercantilism bankrupted more countries than it made rich because it was more dick wagging to expand your empire than it made any fucking real economic sense.
Right.
And so
Yeah.
it's like, I don't know, man. The history of life like that is just
We're
kind of how it
fucking.
plays
We
out.
are just such a destructive species at the end of the day. Like I feel like going back to what we were talking about earlier with the access to information. I feel like people may get smarter because like
Y'all are
people could
smarter.
learn things and then they would be wiped out within the span of a couple generations back in those days because there was no sustainability.
Or
Now
if
I
you
think
were
it's
like
like
a fucking outside thinker, you would get literally stoned. Not like
yeah,
stoned.
exactly.
I mean, like they'd throw fucking rocks at you. Like I couldn't have survived back then. I'm what you
Yeah.
call a shithead. Shitheads don't fucking survive in those times. And if you
Right.
do, like you're outlaw or some other shit. Like it wasn't
Mhm.
exactly like half these like science dudes had to like hide from the church and shit. Like
Yep.
all I'm saying is like
Galileo.
I have so much. The more I learn about how destructive the world used to be, I'm actually like fucking optimistic. Like, I'm just like, yo, life is like okay these days because we can have this conversation.
And
And
not
there,
worry about someone fucking reporting us to like to be called before to be burned at the stake because we disagree we committed treason by disagreeing with the church.
like, and I
You
mean
know.
quite literally. And I know like people might feel like whatever about some of these issues, but like the more I learn about history, the more I'm like, listen, I'm not even gonna try to pretend like life is good. I'm a
Yeah,
huge
it's
proponent that America be on some decline shit, but
oh
like
yeah.
the global circumstances is kind of better. Apparently, like global starvation is really a supply command issue rather than a generation of food issue. So if our
Yeah, I
biggest
mean,
issue is politicians, we've come a long way.
I feel like I get that aspect of it too, but I feel like the problem is I think the threats have changed over the years. I think now, a lot of people I still think nuclear war is an incredible threat that we should always be constantly aware of, and the fact is that we're not in control. Like there are these what is that? I'm gonna quote GTA 4 like a dickhead, but he said war is where the old and bitter are tricked by the young and stupid into killing each other, and we're not in control of who chooses to go where and you know wipe out this part of the population. Like we're not in control of those things. It's a lot of politicians and big dick waving
But look
or
at it
dick
like this,
waving.
right?
Period.
When
Yeah.
I was in college, you heard about like the motherfucking Darfur. That was the hot topic for a quick minute. And so you would see like whatever students. I don't know if you ever watched Community, the show.
No, no, I don't think so.
Damn, I feel old.
I don't really watch too much
Communities.
TV.
That's fair. It's also not like new the more I think about that reference, but either way. So like back in the day, they would like fucking just like sit there with like stands and preach about like whatever fucking issue was going on in the world that was like the hot one that the media was talking about and shit. Now, like everybody's like kind of like knows about like 57 different global conflicts. Like you could have an opinion on like the Ukraine Russia shit, the Israel Palestine shit. You could like pick the Middle East as a global topic. You could like be like, what do I feel about the slave labor and FIFA and like
Hmm.
all these different things where like back in the day you just heard about the fucking one.
Hmm.
So like
Yeah.
our perspectives are wildly like eye open in my opinion, and
Right.
I think we're just learning how to absorb like the truth in this generation as opposed to it's like actually worse, I
I
think,
just
than
hope
history
the
used to be.
arbitrary bullshit, and I actually do see a lot of millennials that copy the boomers that raised them, unfortunately.
Big
But
facts.
I just hope that the arbitrary shit that used to define what people thought about things just goes away. Whether it's like, you know, especially like, and I'm not against people practicing peacefully. It is what it is. But I'm just not a fan of religion. That kind of stuff. Especially, I feel like everyone interprets it differently. Like you'll have like the most fucking right wing extremist Christian, fundamentalist Christian. Then you'll have a Christian who may agree on all the things that we talk about, and it's just so backwards because the one that was fed to me was the fundamentalist right leaning Christian, And it's just like, since that was what was fed to me, I want to reject that, and then I kind of reject religion as a whole, to be honest with you. And
But
you know,
like I've also met people that went down the same rabbit hole but ended up like just sticking with it. Like I used to be part of the church for a minute, and it's wild, man, because sometimes I talk to these people all this time later and like they're still in that world, so they can't really fuck with me. And it's weird to see how it works out. And then I'm not in that world no more. So I went down the more, oh, say word, having sex and smoking weed is like not your cup of tea. Oh, you know, I actually, well, at one time they were like, some dude was like, bro, stop calling yourself a Christian. You're making us look bad. And I had to think about that. And I'm like, I guess I am. I guess I am, by all definitions, making Christians kind of look bad by smoking
I mean,
pot and
it's like, then they're a
fornicating.
Christian. Then you'll see a Christian that it's all about having sex and smoking weed. So what the fuck is like? Everybody interprets the Bible like differently. That's the issue with the Bible that I see. It's just like no one can really fucking agree on what,
I
like, especially
mean,
abortion and shit like
I
that.
would argue that if you go like deep into the semantics of the Bible, there's like permissible elements to everything, but like fundamentally people live way too die hard in my opinion by a book that's a translation, like think
Yeah.
about it. The English that existed when the King James version was translated is not the same English that exists today, even if you're
Right.
reading them words. You guys, like the whole world, may just be fucking wrong about like an interpretation of some twist on some shit, and then everybody misread the Bible for like fucking 200 years of culture.
People literally have used "love thy neighbor" as justification of racism, which is so backwards. Like, I don't know how they do that. It's incredible. Like, oh, and
Yeah, like
another thing that I learned recently about the Bible, um, I was on a video that was talking about I guess I forgot what video it was. It was talking about like the media and like people trying to like reactionary ban everything that has XYZ in it. And then I remember someone posted a passage that said something to the effect of, she lusts after her lovers with genitals of a donkey and emissions of a horse. And I'm like, really? And they're little kids with that shit on their nightstand. Like you want to ban a piece of entertainment? Seriously? I mean, let's just be consistent. You know what I mean? That's just how I
but
see it.
that's where it goes back to like, I mean, I don't know how many of y'all actually went to church, but I went to different kinds of churches, and I don't know how many people are aware of how many kinds of churches. But the difference between pastor-driven, open brethren, and closed brethren are all extremely different experiences of church. And then it was like, church becomes a little bit of like, and even the same thing, I'm sure, to the various levels of Judaism and Islam that I'm aware of, is you kind of pick the level of rules you want to follow, and then find a
Yeah.
club that like best reinforce how you interpret it. And that's kind of how it ends up being. Like, I know that depending on what you're down for, there's different levels of tradition that supersede other things. Like Judaism is super fucking tradition based, but like end of the day, it's just, there isn't just one thing, because like, yo, how it manifests in a country where it's persecuted versus how it manifests in a country where it's a tax write-off are going to be completely fucking different things. Like, yo, it's wild how much like being a pastor saves you cash when you don't, I think you don't have to pay taxes or some shit even in Canada.
That's crazy. I'm a proponent of taxing the churches. If they want to get into politics, they can pay the real estate tax. I don't give a shit.
That's what I'm saying. And how much fucking wealth is accumulated by our
But
institutions and
God said this. Pay your taxes.
to be fair, what actually is said about the whole tithing shit is like, don't do it disingenuously and don't do it if you can't. Like, even somebody died because they weren't in their heart giving sincerely. In the story that talks about the 10%, literally a person dies because they give like when they don't want to, and God's like, nah, G, like it's kind of better that you don't do that. But like, people ain't be fucking reading the whole stories. The way it works in church is they snippet the fucking passages to reinforce the arguments. It's really like effective essay
Right.
writing via quotation. So like, you never really hear the part of the passage, so to speak. I'm not saying all churches, because I've been to the kinds that are like gangster about their shit, and I've been to the kind that are not. So like, I don't want a blanket statement anything,
Right.
but
Right.
because we know that both exists, we're just going to apply this to that version of it.
Right.
And it really creates this like cherry picking shit. Like, yo, I used to do this shit with my dad where like when I was in trouble, he would give me church essays to write where I had to go through his source material and reinforce his arguments and shit. It was really weird. It was like, okay, so go to 1 Corinthians 2:14 and this verse says that, and then you go to this verse over here in this part of the Bible and it says that, and if you put these two verses together it means that, and we're saying this to counter that guy's version of this. And yo, getting deep into
Did he
Bible
say Illuminati
forums,
confirmed after he said all that?
nah, but like it's the same shit except it's like, yo, Bible confirmed. But like
Yeah.
I went through, and I'm not saying it to make fun of it, but I'm saying like that was my high school. I was watching my dad discover internet forums of fucking religious fanatics, and like they would go to like fucking war over whether or not the church would go through the tribulation, which effectively is a nothing burger argument. Basically, that is, are we all going to suffer as Christians before Jesus takes us back, or are we not going to suffer as Christians before Jesus takes us back? Like, what kind of a fucking waste of time ass argument is that?
Yeah.
That's the whole... Bro, I watched them put... Because not just him, right? It's everybody he's arguing with.
Mm-hmm.
And they would go to, bro, war. Churches divide over this subject.
Yeah. I mean,
Wild
that's
shit,
the thing.
bro.
That's the main problem I have with it. Like, there's no... It just shows, like, you know, people, you know... I believe that there are good people, there are bad people, and then... Well, actually, I wouldn't even... That's oversimplifying. I don't believe it's that concrete, actually. I believe that you can't just... Like, people are gonna... What I should have said was, people are gonna be people, and regardless of whether they're... You'll have atheists that act like fundamentalist religious people when it comes to atheism, but... You know, in that case, it's just another... It's just another, you know, they're just following their own religion. They're you know, trying to indoctrinate other people, whereas, you know, people that are actually, you know, want to be objective about this stuff, like, they don't really, like, I don't actually, like, I don't walk around trying to, like, shove this shit down everybody's throat. It's just that I don't appreciate that shit being shoved down my throat, and when it's shoved down my throat, I feel like it's necessary to talk about these things because, you know, I personally believe that if someone wants to tell me why they feel a certain way, then I'm obligated to tell them why I feel a certain way, and they may not want to hear it, but I feel like if there's space for healthy dialogue, it'll allow people to understand different people's different perspectives, and that could break like the bonds of tradition of the bonds that traditionalism, some of them that traditionalism has created, and you know, stuff like that.
I don't think traditionalism makes sense in a globalized world because I think what happens a lot, and this is something where I feel like where I live, I'm exposed to a lot of different. But not everybody that's from where I live is exposed to a lot of different. So you kind of get like two versions of being in a multi-diverse place. And like, all I'm saying is the people who like end up being exposed to a lot of different come to realize that traditions are more anecdotal than they are like applicable. Like how many things you do when you're growing up are just like some weird shit your parents did to make you fucking behave and no other kid in the world does it. And so we treat our arguments like that weird shit we did as a kid was applied by everyone, and there's so much of it that's like an I in the situation. And like the reality is yo, all I'm good for is that I've talked to like probably well over 1,000 people about their life at this point in my life, so I've accumulated that many stories, and it gives me a perspective that's broader than my own, and I hope to collect thousands more before I die so that my perspective gets even broader. But even then, it's just splash in the bucket shit when you think about how China operates. They don't have the same ethical codes we do. They have social credit. They don't have financial credit. It's a wildly different fucking system. And then you think about like the Russian situation, wildly different system. Yo, Spain doesn't like they take like fucking months off to party, and they like have siestas, and like, yo, Spain's wildly different. And then it's like all these customs don't make sense when the world is considered, and who's right? I don't fucking know. I'm not saying we're right. Clearly, there's strengths and weaknesses to all of it.
America has has an exceptionalism problem. Like there are so many people in here that they're nationalists, and I really don't have any national pride. Like, you know, and people take that as me saying, "Oh, well, you don't respect the military." Like, no, dude, I'm not just gonna like. There's more to life than just mindlessly um speaking and singing indoctrination mantras. Like I actually stopped saying the pledge in ninth grade. No one ever really messed with me about it either. Like I just stopped doing it. I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna stop doing it because I didn't really
Yeah, I
believe what
always
it was
thought
saying.
that's the most North Korea shit ever.
Yeah, like I just I just stopped doing it. Like I didn't really believe what the pledge said. You know,
But you guys
I pledge
all
allegiance
have
to
to
the flag
say
of.
the pledge. That's so wild to me. Like to me, it's
Yeah,
like, yo, you're saying that, like, and I never did that shit. So for
but
me,
no
it's
other.
like
Yeah, it's just like no other countries. Like what? Like why
North
do we do
Korea
this?
does
Like it's an
that shit.
exceptionalism thing. It's indoctrination. It's indoctrination. In my
That's
personal
it.
opinion, I
It's
feel
it's
like
wild to me. I never because
yeah.
sometimes I hear about it and I don't think about it regularly. Like I know I had homeboys who went to Catholic school and they were forced to pray in the morning, um, unless you weren't Catholic and you can get an exemption. Or I know like yeah, there's the national anthem and there'd be times when that would come on and we'd sing that shit usually, but it's mostly like sporting events and stuff. But like
Yeah.
I've never felt like gun to my head I have to say this shit. You know, like I've always felt like I had the choice to not say this shit.
Freedom of
Like
choice, but people chastise you if you don't, if you exercise
nobody
your
fucking
freedom of
chastising
choice.
me if I'm not singing the fucking national anthem. Go fuck
Suck
yourself.
my
Like,
dick. I don't give a
but
shit.
it's also like it's not. I don't think it's the same here. Like where I live in Montreal, it might even be different in another part of Canada. So my attitude is highly reflective of where I'm from. You can't like assume
Right.
that like yo, because Quebec politics isn't Canadian politics. If there was a Quebec national anthem, I don't know if there is, but if there was one, I'm pretty sure that they wouldn't feel the same way versus the Canadian one because of the weird dynamic of Quebec politics. So
Well, I
like
feel
it's
like.
possible in Ontario, which is just more English and more it's more accepted, it may
Mhm.
be like more frowned upon which I'd still fucking look at somebody like, what? I'm not gonna sing it. But like that's also me. Other people I know would never disrespect the anthem or like they'll literally stand up and fucking go like that and shit.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like, and I may be wrong about this, but I'm just talking from my perspective. Like Canada seems to be more like it seems to be more culturally like respective of like all the different like because there's a lot of French, a lot of French people over there, and
Bro,
where
no,
America
that's a big
has
conversation.
yeah, nah, but
I'm in the French
America
part.
is like so many different cultures, but then there's like especially in the middle class, like there's
No, no,
no
no. Hold on. It's like Canada is like at least six main distinct cultural
yeah
identities
yeah yeah.
sewn together. Um, it's not like it's basically everything that's going on in your country, but we pretend like we're nicer.
Mm, okay, yeah. I mean, I was
And we
kind of
have more
just
socialist policy, so I
yeah.
suppose like yeah, it's better to be poor where I'm at than it is to be poor where you're at. That's a fact, but I mean, and like effectively, there's less money circulation. Like I think our GDP is not growing the way yours would, but like end of the day, like yeah, Quebec politics is wildly like I don't know how else to like put it, but like being English here effectively makes you an invisible minority. So there's a lot of
Wow,
language
that's
politics
crazy.
and shit. So it centralizes, but that's not Canada. The rest of Canada thinks we're a bunch of goofballs and we're kind of centralized here because we get more tax
Mm,
dollars per capita than anybody else in the country. So they don't like us. And then we're a bunch of
okay.
whiners at a federal level. Like there's
So it's
literally a
still just as divided as it is here. I was gonna make a point about how
it's very
America
not
seems to have
homogenous here. There's definitely
yeah.
like regions that are more homogenized. So like Montreal is very distinct and populated. We're like very centralized, but not a lot of political power because of geography spread. The rest of Quebec is like a separate group. Then you have the eastern part. That's all like the I don't know maritime shit. All these people kind of have a separate culture that's different. Ontario's its own thing. Then even within Ontario, there's rural versus fucking, urban. That's the same everywhere. Then you got the prairies, which in my opinion is a bunch of fucking nothing, but I'm sure they wouldn't like me saying that. But what can I say? I'm from Montreal. It is what it is. But there's like fucking, it just looks like a bunch of rolling fields for three provinces. And then you get to BC, which is our version of California or Seattle, one of those
Yeah.
two. And it's
Yeah, I
like
mean
each of these, they showed so many And then there's the indigenous communities, right, that also coexist here. And then there's the fact that, like, our provinces basically fucking dickwag to get immigrants to come because we don't fuck at a rate to grow our population, so we rely on immigration heavy to grow as a country. Back to that, like, upscaling shit. That's
Right.
the truth of it. We were like 1.4 kids per couple and shit. So clearly your population be growing. It's immigration more than fucking. So all the
Yeah.
places try, and they compete heavy. Like the provinces compete against each other for like for where you go when you get here and shit. Anyway, I have to say, hella divided. And you know what the worst
Right.
part is? All we do is talk about American politics.
You know what's sad though? We're like we kind of. I feel like America's like that one person that just cheated their way to the top, and they're like, you know, everyone just fucking follows them and shit. It's just like, damn. It's just like we're really looked at. We're really understand how people get pissy when people outside the country have opinions on our politics. I
Your
actually
politics is a
don't
lot
mind that too much.
spicier. A lot spicier.
Yeah.
Yo, I want to keep this going, but unfortunately, I gotta go. Actually, in real life, going to go do some shit. He's
All right.
apparently in
No doubt.
a place. I
I'm
have a
fucking hungry.
friend that's in from out of town that I have to go see on some real life shit. Is I guess what I'm
All
trying to
right.
say, and basically, yeah. So I don't want to end this per se in the sense that I think this is bad, but it's more this actually did go
Yeah,
longer
yeah,
than
it's
I
all good, man.
thought, and in the
I
best
think that's good.
possible
I think
way.
that's good that we were able to stay on this long, you
And I
know, and
would definitely
definitely.
be interested in pursuing more of these conversations with you in the future. I just
Hell
unfortunately
yeah,
don't think I can
absolutely.
keep doing it today. All your links and shit are plugged. It's like the same people here. They already got your links, so we don't have to do it in the
All right, no
Twitch
doubt.
again.
I was gonna say maybe if I could share my Discord link real quick, for my server,
Yeah,
for my
send
community.
me that, and then we can put that in, and then basically yeah, and I don't mean to end it so abruptly. I just got a couple of messages. Then
It's all
I'm
good,
like,
man.
ooh, I have at least an hour to go before I can leave my apartment after this. um,
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of hungry too. I want to go get some food.
I hear you, my
So
guy, but I think your mind is super fascinating. I think the way you perceive the world is really great. Shout out Ghostface Miller, who's sitting there bigging you up in the chat. But really, we wouldn't have this conversation at all. We wouldn't have connected if it wasn't for Ghostface
Ghostface
Miller,
Miller,
which
the
ultimately
man.
means if it wasn't for Ismail Gadamsi being his little Twitch butterfly self, getting me to follow Ghostface. Holy shit, you're third in gifted subs now? Say word. Shout out Ghostface Miller extra doubly. I should probably join your server too, actually.
Yeah, I'm gonna start. I'm trying to use it more. I have a personal server. Maybe I'll send
I
that to
hear
you
that.
too. But I have a personal server with all my people in there. But this is like that's my community server.
I hear you, my word, dude. I'm learning about Discord in real time. I started good morninging every day. So if you want to get a beautiful good morning, that first Discord link, that one is fucking Ghostface Miller's, and that one's motherfucking mine. Woo! Okay, anyway, I appreciate y'all for watching. All the links are gonna be down in the description below for the people that want to follow in the future. Shout out
Right.
Zamanel for still being here because I'm in shout out moods. But yo, we are gonna go through, start off the raid. Appreciate you a lot, Neved. I really, really
No doubt,
enjoyed
man.
this.
I
I
appreciate your
always
time,
love
bro.
hearing. Nah, man, this is what I do for fun. But it's a gift for me to hear what a young person gets to think, right? Because Zamanal can attest. I'm cognizant that my old ass is becoming old ass, and we all
Hmm.
benefit from hearing about your generation's perspective
Yeah,
of shit. So it's a gift for
absolutely.
all of us.
No doubt.
On
All right.
that note, though,
Appreciate
live
everybody watching
long,
too.
live long and prosper, everybody.